welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I am the Liverpool 12th Man, just as much as you are, and that's why you're here, and I appreciate that you are. Today we're going to be doing the DeLorean thing. We're going to be hopping into DeLorean and heading back to a really, really fun time, a real fun era for me at least, considering this individual is arguably, or not arguably, he's certainly one of my favorite players of Liverpool history, I would say. I'm a big El Nino fan, so yeah, it was pretty cool to see that we got access to this game and that we're able to show it. So it was like I'm pretty hyped to show it. It was the beginning of an era, basically. And it's going to be a fun little ride. So I guess with no real delay, I think we're going to be joined with some guests pretty soon, but the important guests are here as well. So let's start this. Let's start it off. This was basically the very start of the game. So let's just get into it because they're going to be announcing the lineups. I'll try to skip through all the unimportant parts, as called the commercials. but yeah, it's pretty cool that we're going to be able to look at this game. Torres was a brilliant player. I just saw Norm chime in. He said he was at this match. It was a pretty electric debut, I would say the least, for someone that would certainly gratiate our hearts, basically, really make a strong connection with Steven Gerrard. I know Stevie G was heartbroken when he ended up leaving the team, but it's that's history. So let's start this off real quick here. Gonna get this going. And hopefully, let me make sure. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. So, give me 1 second. Make sure that the volume is all the way up here. Oh, I see why. 1 second. Get this going here. Sorry for the delay. I muted it, but for some reason it's not wanting to cooperate with me. So give me 1 second. Let that go down. And let's begin. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Sorry about that, guys. Live TV is a funny one, let me say the least. But all the same, I am ready.
I think that's the case anyway today. Both will rely.
So hopefully you can hear that too. Warner, if you can hear it.
The last 2 or 3 seasons, don't expect to see anything different. Carragher and Agger, the rock of that. But ahead of that, I think we'll see. Well, it looks to me like we could get one of the more open games between these two because Pennant will certainly want to get forward.
So this is the starting lineup.
Definitely want to drive forward them there.
It was funny back then.
The four will be the one.
Would you like us to return to a 4-4-2?
In that
Would you be interested in return to a lineup somewhat similar to this?
From there.
Plus, big up, John.
Good to see, I think, Liverpool setting the stall out.
Yes, I know, Hyler, right? Oh, cool. All right, you hear it? Cool. Just making sure.
Had a check in goal for Chelsea, and in front of him, John Terry is back ahead of schedule. But
the lineup was a particularly interesting one. I know, right?
Chelsea's problem positioning of right back.
Seeing Reece be pushed into the midfield, but back then when we were running the 4-4-2, was that what's your preferred? I'll just put it this way: what is your preferred? What would be your preferred formation? What would be your preferred formation for this club? Not for obviously for the club, not for the 2007 Reds. I meant for this current club that we have. What would be your ideal
and I guess Mikel doing the Alonso job of just
looks like we had the Irishman with us.
I think he could be key to them today, Malouda. Steve
How's it going,
Finnan
Irishman?
will have noticed how good a start this
Oh,
lad
good
has
evening.
made to his career
Good
in this division, and he could
That's
be
very
a
loud.
genuine
Quite
threat
loud.
if they get service to the front two. We know Drogba's a match winner on his own.
Trying to get loud.
This is
Oh,
the best bag
make sure I
I've
get
ever
through these
used
too.
by mouse.
What makes the
Well, both sets of fans here united before the kickoff by what we've seen. There's good news for both Liverpool and Chelsea. The defeat of Manchester United at Manchester City.
I have a funny question too. I always thought about like some of the times when they like. I know that primarily this is only happening at certain portions of the game, but like I know Norm goes to the games and such. You know, I always thought sometimes when you have like the people in front of you waving the flags and banners, and it's sometimes when they have like just like that, they have like the big tapestry going up and over you, kind of blocking your view of the game, or not. Luckily, it's not of the game, and then of the actual game.
And perhaps they weren't quite at full
It's just
strength.
funny.
He won't feel that
Sometimes
today,
you see that stuff, you're just like, I want to watch that game.
The England captain on his way back for Chelsea.
Yeah, so how's
John
everyone
Terry
doing?
fit
Things a bit loud.
after just 2 weeks following a knee
What's that now?
It's a bit loud in my ears.
Is on his way out temporarily.
Okay.
Steven Gerrard needing a painkilling injection today.
It's louder
So
than
needed by Liverpool.
Yeah.
They have patched him up for this one. But he's going to need a little bit of a break, you feel, and that might be at the expense of England. But it's quite a fixture for the first home game of the new campaign for Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool and Chelsea, as Richard was saying, have been regular opponents down the years. But since Benitez and Mourinho became the
So who's here?
respective
Who's in the
managers,
house?
there has
Who we
been
got?
So we got
ferocity.
Honesty, we got Norm's here, Mr. Conway is here, Cedric's in the house, Hylor's here.
Nice one. Good evening, everyone. This is a classic rivalry.
Certainly classic rivalry, for sure.
This Benitez Mourinho type era is about as intense as it got there for a while. Seem to be playing them in every major club.
Big up, Daryl. Daryl's in the house as well. Big up, Daryl.
And the Blues from the bridge.
We'll walk down memory lane.
And it's live.
against Chelsea, the second of our two
Yeah.
live matches.
Fernando
this
Torres home
Sunday.
debut. That's
The
why
interactive facility is available
I
for
picked
Sky
it more
Digital
for
viewers.
that
Push the
than
red button on your
any
remote
kind
control,
of
and you will get that menu
I don't,
page.
20 goals or anything. But I just thought, yeah, it was a
Match
pretty
commentators,
significant
Andy
game.
Gray and
We
Martin Tyler.
first time anybody at Anfield saw the kid play. There's an awful lot of hype, an awful lot of money spent, an awful lot of expectation. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was probably one of our most significant debuts. You know what? I know the guy didn't really. I mean, talking about trophies, okay, but one of our best ever strikers.
Yeah.
And the start of that combination, that little love affair that him and Gerrard had going on for a while.
Premier League games since that 2-0 loss at Anfield in January, when they came here without both Terry and Carvalho, and Petr Cech played his first game since his fractured skull.
I started off the episode asking the chat, what is the, considering they lined up in a 4-4-2, and it was certainly our more preferred, during this era, it was our more preferred formation. But I was asking them if they would want to see our current squad return to a 4-4-2, or what formation they would like to see us end up in with this new coach.
Something different would be good anyway. I can say that. Something
Yeah.
obviously different to what we've been doing for, 9 years now? For a long time now. So if it is some kind of version of 4-3-3, but it looks very different on the pitch, then I'm fine with that. I don't want to see us kind of playing very similar football, which I don't think we will do. But Yeah, just I'd like to see us play with
Part of the reason Essien's in at right back, so we can combat that aerial threat from there.
I'd like to see us play with a bit more width, natural width, as opposed to inverted wingers and stuff, maybe. But other than that, yeah, I don't think we'll go back to 4-4-2 as much as it would be good.
I can't believe that.
Cedric agrees with you. It has to be different. So I guess we're looking at, if it has to be different, then it's most likely going to be the last, not the last, but one of possibly the depth of the 4-3-3 for us. And
poor touch here.
The referees.
Poor touch
here. The pitch is slick. And I must say it feels
did you guys know that a lot of LFC fans out at Redman because the fans pay to watch Klopp on YouTube? Oh, it's behind paywall, is it? Okay, they must have an interview behind paywall. Redman, their interview with Klopp. I saw the Anfield wrap.
Oh, you saw theirs, yeah.
I didn't watch it. I saw the first few minutes. So I had to go out, but it didn't. It just popped up. I didn't see a kind of trailer or anything, so I'll probably watch it at some stage. But it's good, 45-minute long. Looks like it's at Melwood as well. So.
Oh wow! I didn't know. Wait, they're making people pay to watch the final interview.
That's what it's. Yeah, it sounds like they have it behind a paywall.
Wow.
I mean, is it on Patreon? Is it on Patreon?
I mean, did they have to pay for it? That's the only way I would think that would be going down. It's like, did they have to pay for it? Because that's kind of
like, I don't know if they have Patreon. If you have Patreon, just put it on Patreon and then release it for free. You know, a week later or whatever. But you know, give it to your Patreon guys a week ahead of everyone else. And but I don't know if they. I'm assuming that it's kind of like they would have Patreon. I don't know. But yeah, paywall.
I don't know if they have
paywall
Patreon
on YouTube. It's not really the done thing. It's not. No one really does that. You know?
That's
members.
bold. That's bold, to say the least. I wouldn't. I mean, personally, like, yeah, if I got the blessing to interview, you know, Klopp, I would not make it where. I wouldn't make it where, you know, you'd have to pay for it.
It sounds like they had two parts, and they put the first part up for free, and they're charging for the second part.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is no offense. No, this is no offense to anybody, but it's just an interview with Klopp. I'm sorry, you know, I don't care if it's his last ever with the Redmen. It's an interview with Klopp. It's not, you know, some kind of, like, there's going to be lots of interviews, like I just said, Anfield Rapid on them. There's going to be lots of interviews with them. I don't know why they think they're so special that they can charge for a Redmen interview with Klopp. I wouldn't be paying for that. Sorry, no way.
Sweeps it forward. Only Kalou to chase.
Interesting. Very interesting. Hylor says, Arne Slot is a Pep Guardiola fan and plays with the same formation, 4-2-3-1. That makes me think that we need to upgrade.
I look amazing. I feel like I can do anything. Move over her.
Yeah, like, I could understand if it was the only interview, like he only granted one
concentration when you defend the set play is important today.
Hello, Mark. How's it going? How's it going?
All over the pitch.
Good for you to join us. As I was saying, though, the same formation 4-2-3-1. That makes him think that we need to upgrade our number 6 position. Our only 2 midfielders will demand quality midfielders. I agree. That's a good statement, actually. Good assessment, I would say.
Well, if he plays with 2 holders, then we've a lot of work to do because we only have 1.
Yeah, to make it all work.
Yeah. So you'd want 2 in the door to mix and match.
And it's Gerrard. Blocked by Lampard.
Que pasa, bro?
Gets a bit of distance to it.
See him coming onto it.
Kismet is on his way to, I think he's on his way to his brother's house, I believe, and then he's going to chime in or possibly tune in with us. Honesty, I am so you already know my answer. Honesty,
was really struggling there.
When it comes to that question, I'm all in. Oh, big up Demo in the house.
Great start from Liverpool.
Hey, Demo.
Only 6.5 minutes of the match. They've been up. The tempo's been
Curtis
good.
Jones fan club, original member. I like it. I like it a lot. Big up Cujo. Cujo's one of Cujo's biggest fans for sure.
He soiled his career. He soiled his reputation and all that. And you wouldn't want him back now, but Andy Gray back in the day was a good co-comms. You have to admit it. Like, he was a good co-comms, but a terrible human being. So
decided to go back towards Drogba rather than the strike at goal. It looked inviting for him. Maybe it wasn't quite to his left side, to his
certainly different interpretation on the right back right there.
Torres.
Oh, I know. Big up the play Liverpool FC.
I think if it had been his left foot, Malouda would have pulled
Good to see you.
Straight away.
I know the era ends on Sunday. Yes, it does.
It definitely does. There, that's Torres first. He just looks like a footballer, doesn't he? Some footballers just look like
Fernando Torres, who was very much the main man at Atletico Madrid. Here he's in a team of stars when he can get into the team.
I think Bayern Munich aren't necessarily desperate, but this is where I will go. So, to Daryl's statement and to even Honesty's question, like when it comes to Davies, look, Davies wants out of Germany. So one way or another, he's either leaving on a free or he's leaving under a fee, and obviously as a club, you'd prefer to have them leave on a fee. So it's going to be a big question for Bayern Munich, because look, Bayern Munich is in a different position than us in this under this pretense. They don't have a coach, really. They really don't have a coach that they are going to have for next year.
It looks like they do now. That's the news. That's what they were saying in the chat. Tuchel's agreed to stay.
Oh, so now Tuchel's going to stay?
Apparently, yeah.
In front of Terry, making
how desperate are they?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor, yeah. Or that's the kind of, not rumor, but kind of.
I have no idea what's going on in Bayern Munich right now. And that shows that, if anything, that shows how like, I wouldn't say poor, but certainly how depleted the coaching pool is, that you would have to hold on to a coach that was unable to win really anything this year.
I couldn't understand they wanted a divisive
coach with some of the players. And I just don't understand that.
But if you look at it, they wanted Nagelsmann back. What the hell was going on there?
Yeah.
Like, they sacked Nagelsmann, and what, like 8 months later, they're trying to rehire him again? What the hell is going on? Like, that's just crazy.
That's sad. But again, I'm telling you, that's why I say that
Ranić turned him down. Remember, Ranić turned him down. Nagelsmann turned him down. Like, what the hell is going on there that these coaches are like, nope, not going back there? I mean, it's the biggest club in Germany by a mile. Like, Leverkusen did what they did this year, yeah, but I mean, all the tools are in place there, so there's something rotten in the state of Denmark, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, like, Kane didn't. I mean, Kane. I don't know if he set the record or not, but he scored a bag of goals this year. So it's not like they don't have players.
No, he did his job. Kane did fulfilled his part of the bargain. Like, scored at a higher rate than Lewandowski did at one point.
Yeah.
So he went there. He scored the goals. Hey, Bernie. Hey, Cedric. Hey, Redbird.
Redbird in the house.
Well,
Yes,
JK.
big up. JK, get JK join us. That's what's up in the chat.
More control possession than Chelsea.
Oh man. Ooh.
Oh, just give it Alonso. Just give it Alonso every time. Look at that. See that 3-pass series there by Alonso. 1 pass, move, 1 pass, move, 1 pass, move. And he passed to 3 different people. That's just world class. That's world class midfield play just there.
I'll just make a little example.
That's
That's what it is.
Next manager for who?
Very skillfully done by Arbeloa.
And they worked the ball beautifully. I mean, there was a slick piece of one-touch passing in the middle of midfield there. And then they eventually opened it up to the
next manager for us.
Who's that?
So, well, Philly just saying any word on who would be the next manager. I mean, next manager for who?
Oh, he's talking about for Bayern. Since we're talking about for Bayern.
Oh, Bayern. Yeah. No, Tuchel apparently is staying.
That's so crazy that he's going to be staying.
Nike Trail has the right shoe for any adventure, with the Pegasus 4 for road and trail. Zagama.
Back on his seat.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This game must have been a high. This game is certainly a little bit more watched of a game because it's why there's so many commercials. By the way. Oh, the next manager for Liverpool. Liverpool's Arne Slot.
Well, they've worked this one
Slot
again.
is
baby.
Because Cout wouldn't have gotten that shot.
It is confirmed.
I know he can thump one. I guess if
Arne Slot.
there's no one got across the line of the ball.
You'll have to look at if you get a chance, Philly Liverpool FC, get a chance. We did an episode, basically like the slot machine episode.
Matches against Liverpool in the
Nice strike from Lisa there.
Benitez era. That of course came to an end
Nice
here in
and clean.
January. In the last 18 months,
Keep them low. He's good at keeping them low.
Back, if you like,
Yeah.
Just when you hit him hard, he's good at keeping them on his weight.
Then that 2-0 Premiership victory here, and a second Champions League
It's
final reached at the expense of
Yes, it
Chelsea.
is.
John Terry said he's never felt more disappointed in terms of
Yes,
Arbeloa
it
playing on the left-hand
is.
side.
field that evening on the 1st of May earlier this year.
Very interesting, though.
So if there is a psychological edge.
Oh, my fault, Hyler. I didn't see your question. Your question was, how many of these players in this game would be good enough for our team today?
I would agree with that. And I think that certainly initially,
1, 2, 3.
don't have the ball.
Quite a few, actually. Maybe like
at
least.
almost making a 5-man midfield when they lose it. Mikel hardly
4,
moving from 10, 15 yards in front of John Terry and Ben Aim. So
Yeah,
like they set the
Reina
stall out
would
not
get
to
in
go
her
behind
squad.
early as they did
Gerrard definitely.
in that,
Alonso
2-0 defeat here
obviously.
last season.
Torres obviously. Risa definitely. Finnan definitely. Not first team, but they're getting in that Liverpool squad. Arbeloa as well, brilliant player, massively underrated. Probably even Dirk Coy. Yeah, a lot of them, to be fair.
A lot of them would be able to get into the lineup. I don't know if they would. Not all of them would start. Certainly.
No, Alonso, Gerrard, and Torres walk
A
into.
little careless.
Okay, yeah, go through your list. You go through your list. I'll go through mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Alonso, Gerrard, and Torres walk into our first team because they walk into almost anybody's first team.
Right.
Then Finnan definitely gets in the squad. Risa definitely gets in the squad. Great shout to start at left back as well. Reina gets in the squad. Finnan gets in the squad. Arbeloa gets in the squad. Carragher gets in the squad. Dirk Coy gets in the squad. There's a lot of them, man. Yeah, a lot of them. But my three
A lot of them are
kind
good. I don't know
starters.
if all of them get to the squad, but
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I have 3
Because you got to
starters.
move. That means you're taking people out of the squad.
Goalkeeper, a little bit too much height in it.
But I
Oh
get
yeah,
what
well I
you're
wasn't going too far. Yeah, I wasn't getting rid of people. I was just mean like, would they get into the modern day? Would I have them as their
saying.
player?
I got you.
Yeah,
I was looking at it from. I was looking at it from like.
I'm not taking people out.
Well,
Kind of.
you don't want to miss
Here we
that.
go.
You don't
Here
want
we
to
go.
miss that.
Look at the ball. Look at the ball. Watch him. Pulls up Ben Aim,
Look
turns him
at
in, and then
that.
just passes it. He stops Ben Aim. Look at this piece. This is genius. This is genius. This is one of the best through balls you'll ever see from Gerrard. takes it in one turn, stops, Benaim stops, and then he just moves. He goes past Benaim, and Benaim is just, he doesn't know what's happening. And then this is perfection.
But
This is
also
perfection. Look at it. Look at the ball. He just stops him, and then he brings it, and then that is perfection. It's one of the best goals you'll ever see. One of the best goals. Czech was almost on. Look at that. Look at that. That is cold, bro. Cold. That's why they walk in. That's why they walk in.
Yeah, I was looking at it to answer Hyler's question. I was saying that, like, yeah, to get people in, you gotta take people out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, I wouldn't want
to get people in, you gotta take people out. I mean, like, sure, they could definitely start. I would certainly say they certainly could start, but then that means you're taking out players, you know, and also how, like, you know, what formation obviously is a 4-3-3 or is a 4-4-2 like this? Yeah, certainly different story. But
no, I didn't. I wasn't going over. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, but just those three boys, really. I wouldn't even say squad. Ignore squad. So just say three boys to come into our starting 11 on Sunday at their peak, and it'd be obvious. Yeah, you drop whoever you want from the midfield, put in Alonso and Gerrard, and you stick Torres up front. I don't think we're lacking. I don't think we're going to lose that anything.
Oh, he's not going to get that, but still, he just. He's not going to get that.
Rob absolutely right.
It's definitely. He's starting to feel it.
What a way to announce yourself to Anfield. A goal like that.
Yeah.
Because that's all fans worry about.
And it got me thinking.
How we bought a good player. How we bought a real player.
Time to be honest.
What's that old saying?
We bought some bad ones right
make a first impression.
Yeah.
And like Andy Gray says there, making a first impression. I think we knew we were doing something there with this kid. Look at that, number 9. That jersey is perfect. That colour red. That red. I love it. The big dark red.
Take chances, but keep the tempo of the game high.
Reina, one of the original ball-playing keepers, he could pass the ball with the best. There's a reason he's playing so decent. Well, someone mentioned earlier on about how good a coach Rafa Benitez was. He really was. He wasn't the most attacking player, but he was a great coach.
I got you, honesty. YouTube Premium. I got to get YouTube Premium. Cut out the commercials. I feel you.
Sometimes
I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch YouTube that religiously, but yeah, maybe it will be.
Whenever I watch music on YouTube, it makes you want to do it because especially like you might be in the middle. It doesn't normally happen, but sometimes you can be in the middle of a song and you get that, and you just want to. You want to throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Or like you click like on a video that you really enjoy to listen to or something, and you get this really stupid ad before it just ruins the kind of feel of it. So
yeah.
I can take it on anything else, but sometimes the music stuff makes me get that.
Redbird's got it right. There are ways to get. There's ways to get anything for free, for sure.
Best things in life, baby.
I would probably say for me, I would say that I would still only put possibly 1, 2, 3. I would put 4 players from that team, from this team, from the starting lineup into the starting lineup of Liverpool currently.
You can't get ad blocker. YouTube has blocked ad blocker now here.
Yeah,
If
it
you run
has.
an ad blocker, YouTube will say you run an ad blocker. Fuck off. You know, it's like they did that big update around 6 or 8 months ago, and YouTube went down for a day, and that was one of the things they added in the big YouTube update was it won't let you run an ad blocker.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So
here's an even better question. Then here's an even tougher question, I should say. Who from this Chelsea squad would you bring into this current squad? Who from this Chelsea squad would you bring in
into the Chelsea team or our team?
Who from the Chelsea team currently playing would you bring into Liverpool? If you could take one of these from Chelsea and make him into a red.
Oh yeah, I thought you were saying which would be put into the current Chelsea team to make them better. Yeah.
When he opens himself up like that, I thought hit it, but the second touch.
I mean, peak SCN before.
Here, let me give the lineup then. Let me give the lineup just in case people didn't see the beginning of the lineup and they're trying to figure out who's on the team. Cole, Terry, Lampard, Wright Phillips, Essien, Maluda, who's just right there, Drogba, Cech, Kalou, Ben Haim, and Obi. That's a really good team, to be honest.
See, the only thing about that is that the only players in that team that I would say if I was being at Arsenal and I would name them, I can't name them because they're 4 the players that I hate the most of all time.
Okay.
So I just can't say it. I cannot say it, but there's some obvious people there.
Hyler's saying no way is Peter Cech better than Allison, but I mean, there's some that might make that try to make that
different. Cech wasn't a ball playing keeper. He was more of a, not saying he couldn't do it, but it's just where he came from. Like if you watch the difference between him and Reina there, like people thought Reina was like too continental, but Reina would be mild by today's standards. He wasn't extravagant at all. But he was seen as being, I hate, like, there's no way I'm putting John Terry anywhere near.
Essien seems to be the consensus.
Yeah, so I can say him because I didn't hate him. I didn't hate Essien.
Okay,
I hate Drogba. Yeah, I hate Drogba.
I mean, like, I get what you're under your criteria. I'm obviously not picking John Terry then, you know.
No way.
You know what I mean? But yet, John Terry was a great player.
Exactly. So was Lampard. So was Drogba. Yeah. So was Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole was one of the best.
Ashley Cole was a great player. Yeah. Yeah.
Some people would have him as the best left back in the Premier League.
Drogba, another good player. Yeah.
Exactly. But I hated him as much as anyone. Terry is my number one hate guy. Then Lampard.
Oh, wait a minute. Hi, Lord. What are you saying? I'm sorry. Did you see that? Hi, Lord.
Oh, I ignored it.
I might have to delete that comment.
No, I don't want to get too bitter and self-loathing, as one of our commenters pointed out. I'm not going to engage any of that.
I don't think there's any doubt that Drogba was a great player, but he's not better than Torres. He's not.
Drogba was
Drogba was a great player.
He was great. He was a great clutch player. He scored he never scored actually that many goals.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did was constantly scored in finals.
Right.
Big games and big moments. Like he never went nuts scoring like loads of goals in a season. But yeah, as honestly saying there, he is one of the most clutch players.
He is a clutch player. I agree.
He used to just show up big time in a final, semi-final, a big, a game, a big game.
Speaking of,
that's what he used to do. But he never used to go and just bang in, randomly another 15 goals against all the small clubs. But everyone hated playing against him. I hated him. He used to dive a lot. He cut it out a bit, but when he first came in, there was an awful lot of dive.
Oh yes, he was a notorious diver. That's one of the reasons why I did not like him as when he was playing. Nice guy, good person. I just didn't like him because he was, a blue and I just thought that he kind of like went down way too easy.
No, I don't like. I'm like that when you cross the white line. Like I'm not like when I played football, I would have a slightly more aggressive. I wasn't aggressive on the pitch, but I would be slightly more aggressive than it would be in real life. So or in any, when you cross the white line, when you go out there, that's if you do it on the pitch and you leave it on the pitch, yeah, that's okay. Some of the biggest wankers on the pitch are some of the nicest guys off it, but it's just that their teammates would often say, "Oh, he has a reputation. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet." But once he crosses that white line, he becomes a different person. So I give people that. I give him that. It's just will to win kind of stuff. But yeah, I think he might be one of those hate him if he doesn't play for you, love him if he does play for you kind of players. But I would have give me Torres.
Look at Stevie G working hard on defense there.
Give me Torres every day of the week over Drogba. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, no, Hylor is fully entitled. He's a very intelligent man.
Oh, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
The game. But even Hylor, like I respect his opinion. I mean, he's not just some idiot. He knows what he's talking about. So, and I can see why someone would go with it. Like, but for me,
okay,
it's got to be Fernando all day long.
So. Hylor just put in a stat there: 164 goals. 381 games. For some reason, I have a different statistic, actually. Because he's played so far. He has 381 games. I only have 235 appearances. He's a genuine threat. His confidence is this is the stat that I have. Drogba has scored 109 goals and 235 appearances for Chelsea in all competitions. However, Torres has accumulated a phenomenal 60 goals in 96 appearances for Liverpool. That's almost a goal for every game and a half he played. That is a phenomenal record right there. Phenomenal record. He unfortunately didn't have a career as in red as Drogba had in blue, basically. So those numbers look slanted. Go ahead.
Yeah, Torres played more games for Chelsea than he did for Liverpool.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think he only scored 20 goals for Chelsea. I was looking that up the other day. He only scored. He played more games for them, but he only scored 20 goals.
Yeah.
I think he played maybe 10 or 20 more games for them than he did for us, if not more than that.
He just made Ben Ayin play that. He didn't want to. He was hoping it would run out. Kite must have come from 40 yards away. He's been under a bit of pressure.
But
of course, who struck the
Torres, though, he's one of those players that made you believe that things are going to get better.
But this is why
in the league in January.
This is why I could say that we could say this as well. I'll bring up this skill statistic too.
International duty. We've got England against Romania.
Canade made the squad, did he?
Down in Bristol.
What's that?
Spent a couple of weeks with Stuart Pearce's men.
Bonkers just saying Canade made the French squad. Fair play. Tough competition there at centre half. France, but
tuning in to follow their fortunes for this campaign.
Excuse me. This is one stat. That you can say what you want about Drogba. You can say what you want about a lot of strikers in the world, but I'm going to bring up this one stat here that kind of puts a lot of that to rest. I understand it is a team collective kind of concept, but let me bring this stat up here. See, get in there.
Harassing of the opposition and giving away a few free kicks, I guess.
Torres was, at the time, one of the most successful strikers in his generation. He is one of 6 players in history to have won the Champions League, the Europa League, the European Championship, and a World Cup. That's pretty phenomenal, to say the least.
15 minutes to go to half time.
Yeah, and he won those 2 European Cups trophies with Chelsea.
And wants to keep going. It's Liverpool's throw.
Yeah.
The ball was out.
Pretty phenomenal. Pretty phenomenal player.
Yeah, he was part of probably. He was unlucky. He was nearly getting left out of that squad because they weren't playing with strikers.
See that man right there too? Mr. Moreno. Jaime. Mr. Jaime. I have some. I have an interesting questions. Some fun. I know everyone loves when I bring up the trivia, so I have some fun trivia.
Does anybody remember the story about Jermaine Pennant's Porsche in Spain? Anybody remember that? No? Do you remember that story?
No, I don't remember his Porsche in Spain.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. When like, is that the one where he was like told to be not flashy? Is that what you mean?
No. That was the Memphis Depay story.
That's Memphis Depay. Okay.
He was. I think he was on loan in Zaragoza or something, but he was on loan in Spain, and he was doing his thing over there or whatever. But he was coming back to England, and I think he came back to England, on loan to another club. So he basically never ended up going back to Spain. But he had a Porsche. It was like worth about 80 or 90 grand. And this is when that was like a lot of money, right? So he drove to the train station in Spain to get the train to the airport, and he parked it in the car park at the train station. And about 6 months later, he gets a load of letters in England saying, you've got like all these fines in Spain. And he was like, fines for what? He's like, for you illegal parking. He's like, illegal parking what? Like, he's like, your Porsche. He's like, oh hell shit, man, I forgot about the Porsche. He's like, he just left it parked in the train station, just completely forgot he even owned it. And 6 months later he gets and he's like, oh shit, yeah, the Porsche. I parked the Porsche in the train station. Just totally forgot about it. Okay, cool. Nice one, Jermaine.
Wow. That's some real thing when you can forget to get a Porsche.
Yep.
You just forget about the Porsche that you own.
Totally forgot about the one. Well, look, it was in Spain. What are you gonna do? I have my English Porsches as well. That's like, yeah. He didn't remember it until he gets like, you've got like $5 grand worth of parking tickets in Spain, because it's in a train station and shit. Like it's not. It's in a message from Medicare. An efficient spot. Like, so they were piling up the money at the time. Enroll in Medicare? And they eventually tracked him down. But, I don't know. Yeah, it became one of those typical rich modern footballer stories.
Yeah, that is a crazy story.
Yeah, we do.
That's a crazy story. I asked this question in the chat, and I want to hear what your question is, or your answer is, before I give the trivia question that I have as well, that is associated to this gentleman. But would you have him as it was obvious there was he was out there, he's vacant in his coaching capacities right now, so he could become a coach for any team he wants, right? Would you have wanted or even accept Mourinho as LFC manager? You can just simply say yes or no. I'd like to hear though if you would have taken Mourinho as the coach.
So it's sort of like back in the day or now?
Now, right now.
Oh, now, no.
Big up, K-Mac. Big up.
I know there was a lot of, before we confirmed Slot, there was a lot of people saying take him for a year. Get him, bring him in. Like, if we didn't know what we were going to do, get Mourinho in for a year. or 2 years. I don't know. Not for me, really, at this stage. I did like him a lot. Incredibly charismatic, obviously. That's a phenomenal coach when his ideas were new. I'm not sure his ideas have kept up. I think he's always been a great manager in knockout competitions. He remains a great manager in knockout competitions. He's shown that with Mourinho, but he's lost that ability to win leagues, I think. I think he's because he won a European trophy with Roma. I think he won a Europa Conference League with Roma, and so that's his kind of thing now. I think maybe a national team job, but as a 1 year kind of guy or something, if you'd said, look, I can guarantee you'll get Alonso in a year if you take Mourinho for 12 months. Okay, I'll roll with it. But he's not. No. I think his best days are behind him. But 20 years ago, we all know apparently he wanted to manage. But he got the big money offer from Chelsea.
Lampard. It back from Mikel, but got a bit close to him in the end, and that's taken the wind out of Reese's sails.
It's a surprising yes by a lot of people. A lot of people. Philip says at his peak.
I know K-Mac likes him. Yeah, I know K-Mac.
Yeah, no, K-Mac said yes without yes exclamation point. So
yeah, I knew K-Mac because K-Mac was one of the people that I was referring to when I said that I heard a lot of people saying that they'd like to bring him in. So it wasn't, and I was surprised as well. There was a lot of support behind that idea, more than I would have expected, considering his reputation and whatever. But I think it just shows you that the charisma the guy has, that some people would still like to have him there.
New stadium to come. Fans undoubtedly want the league.
We have some questions, so I'm just going to find a question for you, though.
What about you? Would you take him?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Even in his prime, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought it looked like.
I would not. It's interesting to see. I'm glad that we do these little time capsule runs. I'm surprised that you said that you would, to be honest with you, Brian, because I know that you're a historian of the game as well. Let me get this. I'll get up the. I'm trying to find this.
Not just saying I would have taken. Like he's a solid.
At his prime. At his prime.
Back in the day, I would have taken. Yeah. But that was like if you'd asked me at the time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Would I brought him in? Because he was the hot product. Like when he was at Porto, it was like, would you take this guy? Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If you ask me to kind of hindsight it and knowing everything I know now, and then say would I've taken him then? Well, that's probably different. So. But at the time, there was him and Benitez were kind of the two. Yeah, they were the two kind of new kids, the two hot properties on the block. But Mourinho was the George Clooney guy. He was the
So
pop in at halftime.
Okay, so this is here's the question, or this is one of the reasons why. All right, K-Mac. This is the reason why. Before you even have to give me your reasons why you would, this is one of the main reasons why I wouldn't. So let's all reminisce back to 2005. Okay, we're up to the 39th minute of this game. 1-0. Liverpool is up 1-0 at Anfield here. Chelsea beat Liverpool 3-2 after extra time in the 2005 League Cup final. Okay?
We all remember.
Remember it? Okay. You remember it? I'm sure Norm was probably at the game, or something like that.
Probably at the game.
Yeah. So, like...
You see, that's what I'm saying about, like, judging him on this stuff after he joined Chelsea.
No, well,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you'd asked me before he went to Chelsea, would I take him? I would say yes. If back in 2000, whatever that was,
that's,
four.
We're talking about
ever
now.
since, obviously. Yeah, but yeah, the now stuff, 100% no.
Yeah.
100% no from all of that.
K-Mac was at that final. Okay. K-Mac was at that final. Okay, for instance. So this is why it's very interesting. K-Mac was at that final. Now, Marino was sent to the stands for making a shushing gesture in the second half. The question that I'm going to say is, the trivia question at least was, but who did he say he was trying to silence?
For half an hour, it was a good football contest. There's one or two other elements.
Now, who he said he was trying to silence and who he's actually issuing the silence to were two different things. But when they beat us, Marino turned to the crowd, turned to K-Mac possibly, and said, K-Mac, come on, brother. You want that guy to be your coach? That hurts.
His reaction will be in a tactical sense.
He told you to be quiet after he just beat us in the final. You want him as your coach? Can't do it. Just can't do it. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. I don't know what
he was in. He was in there with DTV.
What was that? That must have been an interesting concept right there, being the Chelsea.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Marion, oh yes, still loves Torres. How can you not? Even when he did go to the Blues, I mean, like I think he's made his penance and certainly shown that despite moving on to Chelsea, he was never going to be a Chelsea legend. He was never going to be a part of their folklore, despite being a part of winning teams with them. Despite being with many winning teams. Yeah, right. He might have been, Bernie. I don't know if he was copying Stevie G, shushing the Man U. He might have been. That hurts, man. I don't know if you can't walk that back. That was 2005. I get it. It's almost 20 years ago. Close to 20 years. But still, he was true and true Chelsea man. And he made sure you knew it. And now, of course, yes, he wants to be a Red, or he would have loved to have been a Red. That's because, I mean, the kingdom of Liverpool is a grand kingdom.
The ball got away and he's a little late, Steven Gerrard. No
The
doubt.
Chelsea kingdom is one of those
tired of paying
built
for
up
things you don't need? Like 96 rolls of toilet paper when you only need one.
But yeah, man.
So often it's the retaliator.
Marion, he did say he regretted it, and best partner he ever had was Stevie G on the pitch. Yes, he definitely said that. He definitely said that. It says if Benitez was back, Mark says if Benitez was backed like Marino was, he would have won everything, as he always had to find cheap alternatives. It's always what could have been as now with Moneyball owners. Oh, poor ball by Jermaine. Poor ball. Yeah. Yeah, no way is that a foul. I saw that. I have some fun. I'll bring it up. I have some fun trivia questions though. In that interview, after he shushed the Liverpool fans after they beat us 3-2 in the 2005 final, he said that he was trying to tell the English press to be quiet. That was his diplomatic answer. The English press wasn't sitting in the stands though. That's why it's kind of suspect on his answer. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what he said in his presser, at least. He said that he was trying to shush the English press. I'm like, come on, dude. Marino is a master. If Marino was in the Marvel Marvel world, Marvel universe, he would probably be Loki. I think he'd be Loki. I don't know. I don't know if you have another concept of who he would be, but I think he would be Loki.
Hello.
Yes.
What was the trick? So he came out afterwards and said he wasn't shushing the crowd. He was shushing someone else. Is this what it was?
Yeah, he said he was shushing the English press.
Oh, I was going to have a guess. Oh, you gave it away. Well, I was going to say that it was like, yeah, like I don't know, the Porto or something. Okay.
It was BS. He was having a laugh basically.
Oh, obviously making up, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But
if you look at it, if you do end up, doing a Google search for that particular incident, almost every incident says how he was, shushing the Liverpool fans, and he was like basically, it was like pretty much every article is about that.
He obviously thinks that's a serious one. One or two Chelsea players might come over and ask a question as to why.
Yeah, like Barney is saying it there. Like Jose was one of those guys that, I suppose when he put on the Chelsea kit, that was his thing. But like I've seen him say, I've seen him talk about Anfield since, and he's like that place is crazy. It's completely crazy. He said when they get you turned around. And in the second half, and they're playing towards the cup the way they want to play, because he was doing an analysis of the Barcelona game, the corner taken quickly game, and he was just saying that ground is just unbelievable. You could see he was like, that place is amazing. Like you could see he loved it. He's like, when they get you turned around, they're playing into the cup. Weird things happen, strange things. Like that crowd just sucks the ball in. And you could see he'd been there on the end of it, because Bernie is saying it there like that. Anfield has that fear factors for some of these guys. I think he felt it as much, and he tried his best.
Chelsea will get the ball back, but about 70 yards from
K-Mac has a question.
Do you think
he says, do you think we would have won more trophies with Jose? With Jose at LC with Klopp's teams.
But a painful finish to it for Fernando Torres. But his superbly taken goal, the difference between these two rivals.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
As well, isn't there? Steve McLaren, England's head coach, is our guest. Jamie and myself.
So
he would have won. He would have won trophies. He would have won trophies, but I don't think that Jose would have utilized players in the positions that Klopp utilized the same players. You know what I mean? I don't think that Jose is using Bobby as a false nine. I don't think that, if he ends up getting Salah, wonderful, but I don't know, if Mane might have stayed at right wing rather than be moved to left wing, for instance, or something like that. Those concepts.
Again, that's the thing. Like, would he have bought those players? That's. But you're saying also, you're saying like five finals under Klopp. We have lost. How many of those would we have lost under Jose? But how many of those finals would we have gotten to under Jose? Like if you were to say, because Jose has a great record in finals, but would he have gotten us to those? We get slagged off because we only won one European Cup. Klopp got us to 3 European Cup finals.
Mm-hmm.
3 European Cup finals we were in. I mean, that in itself, there's no guarantee Mourinho gets you to those finals. Like Mourinho probably does what Mourinho does. There's no way he lasts as long as Klopp does. He comes in. He's here for about 18 months to 2 years.
Do you think that Jose is going to last 9 years at Liverpool? No way. No way.
That guy has a 3-year shelf life.
Exactly. He lasts at most 4 years, and that's like and that's because he maybe won something the year before. There's no way.
I just can't say like that. I'm just saying like that. Saying, "Oh, would we have won those finals if Jose was in charge?" It's not. I just have to say like, but I then rebut that by saying, "Do we get to those finals if Klopp isn't in charge?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a one-off game. If you can just tag Mourinho in, you know.
I'll ask you one. I'll ask K-Mac this question then. I'll ask this question, especially for Max and his serial winner. Do you think that Mourinho would have won more than Rafa? Do you think if they had switched roles, and let's say the Rafa era was the Jose era and vice versa, do you think that Jose would have won more with Liverpool and, you know, Stevie G and this whole team, this whole lineup than Rafa? That I could entertain a little bit more, maybe, but I don't think he wins more than Klopp. K-Max says yes. Okay.
Again, yeah, all hypotheticals and all that.
All hypotheticals, certainly.
We did like he had the big money at Chelsea, you know. But he said it. He came out and said himself, finishing second with Manchester United was one of the biggest achievements of his career, and he got laughed at for saying it. All there's United fans are sitting there since going, he was bang on. He was saying like to get, because what he was saying was to get that team, how bad it was to finish second was one of his biggest achievements. And they've tanked ever since. They were always tanked.
Jose Mourinho, no surprising it's an attacking one.
Yeah, Claudio Pizarro. You remember saying
destroy the other team. Okay. I think it'll be very interesting to say the least, to see if to see what Rafa would have done with like Drogba and Terry and that likes in this era, in this exact same era. If they did like some like, you know, parent swap or, you know, like the whatever it was.
Well, it works. It works. We literally, well, not literally, but pretty much hired, like I said, the two boys were out there. Rafa had just done what he had done at Valencia. And Mourinho was just the new kid on the block. So they were two of the big new names. And it's easy to do a sliding doors on that. And Rafa goes to Chelsea. And Mourinho comes to Liverpool. Very easy because they're existing right at the same time. They're playing each other right there. Really easy to do it. And I think if you do that sliding doors and instead of Rafa joining us, he goes there and Mourinho comes to us instead of going there. Even with our limited budget and their pretty much unlimited budget, which they started the year before under Claudio Ranieri before Mourinho came in, I still think Mourinho at us would win more than Rafa has or had or did. But Rafa would probably have also been extremely successful at Chelsea. You know, because they went. It
was a different.
So.
Rafa did, but it was a different Chelsea that he managed. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
This later on, it wasn't this. We're talking about this, like as Brian put very well, the sliding doors concept. You know, like if they could switch roles.
I've made that reference, and lots of people have, and it's become a kind of a thing that people use, like sliding doors. I have still never seen that movie. I've never seen it.
I have seen it. I have seen it. With it's with
everyone knows what you
Clive
mean
Owen.
when you say
Clive Owen's in it.
It's with it's like with a million, isn't it? Like everyone's in it.
I don't remember all the characters. I just remember Clive Owen was in it. I think I want to say Natalie Portman maybe. I know Clive Owen.
Everyone knows what you mean when you say sliding doors. 90% of people who know what you mean haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
it's from ages ago.
Well, yeah, you guys can. Bernie hasn't seen it either.
I think they remade it as well. I think they remake it in English. I might be able to have imagined that. Well,
get out of here! Wait. What did Honesty say? Yeah, it's Honesty says take it with a pinch of salt. But Anthony Gordon has told his management company that playing for Liverpool is his dream come true.
Escape route sorted out. Lampard equalised. And
It's nice.
I'm still
It's nice to have dreams.
Yeah, it's nice to have dreams there, buddy. It's nice to have dreams. I do have a since we have Chelsea going on.
Terry's looked in pretty good
If you
shape.
want, I have an 11 question quiz. If you guys want to do a trivia quiz, do some trivia questions. It's all on. It would be all on Liverpool. One of the questions I already asked. So 10 questions actually. It's all on Chelsea versus Liverpool cup matches. Only cup matches, not Premier League. Just only their matches in cups.
An easy target for
because it's very interesting.
Mikel spreading it very well to Wright Phillips. Puts it in.
Yeah. Cool. That's yeah.
Max,
that's cool.
No. To answer your question, no. Love this team. I don't think that this team would beat. I'm going with the 2019 Liverpool team. Okay, I think that team is one of the best teams in the history of this club.
Glorious opportunity for Chelsea.
I personally don't think that Rafa's best team beats Klopp's best team, personally. And that's not an indictment on Rafa.
A very tough game because you're talking.
It'd be a tough game.
You're talking about Reina, Finnan, Risa, Carragher, Ipia.
Yeah.
Jared Alonso Mascherano, Torres.
Yeah, I think that once he got wide.
Derek Coit.
Yeah.
And then it's only which left winger you want to put in. That'll be a 4-3-3, or you could put in Lisa on the left, Jared on the right, Alonso Mascherano in the middle, Torres up front with Derek Coit. You know, they're really. I'd like to put that into one of those football manager simulators and play that 10 times and pick like Klopp's best 11 or whatever. Because they would. I mean, you're talking about really.
I think they would. I think that Klopp is. If you put in Football Manager, especially the way that the setup was, I think the pace and just the press and all that combined would be overwhelming for the team.
So if you'd overwhelm an Alonso Mascherano Gerrard, they'd do that's as good as we ever had as far as I'm concerned. So it'd be close.
Again, I'm not saying that it's an indictment on that team. I just think that 2019, 2020 squad is possibly one of the best Liverpool squads in the Premier League era, I would say.
We know how he feels.
Oh, in the Premier League, yeah. Spent a lot of time being shit in the Premier League. Too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah, but I mean, some good years too.
Yeah, and some of
I mean, like, put it this way. You know what's crazy about it?
Some of them were the best drafting.
Let me double check real quick here. I don't know how many points they're on now. Yeah, they're on 86. So they can't. So they won't be able to get 90 points. But I think.
Yeah, no, you can do the quiz.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me
Who's this? I missed that. Who's this blonde people? Was he the blonde one? Yeah.
We thought this might be one of the more games between these two.
Ladies are talking. Question: does LFC got a bigger rival because in the last 10 years? Yeah, I think we more than 10 years. Honestly, I think since Abramovich has come in, I think we've almost it'll never be bigger than Man United, but we've had actually some more bigger touches and bigger because they've won more trophies than Man United have. They've been more successful. So, yeah, I think almost a little bit, maybe. That makes sense. So yeah, close. But yeah, nothing will ever top Man United. even if they're in League 3. Oh,
yeah.
We did well,
that's
Michael
a
Essien.
yeah, Michael Essien, some of the goals that guy used to score. Just he was on his day.
Oh, he was a really good player.
Oh, unstoppable. Him just powering through your midfield and hammering shots.
That's just
yards. What a player!
I liked too. Unfortunately, I mean, I liked him because I liked him when he in his German capacity.
Sorry, see that the way Torres just hanging out behind Czech there. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Torres Czech going to take the goal kick and Torres just lingering behind him.
Mm-hmm.
As if just waiting to pickpocket. You could just see waiting for this. I love that. You can see that like striker mentality. And Czech is like, what are you doing there? I'm not doing that. Oh, you're cool. That was clever. Sorry, go ahead.
And now Couch. Chelsea were standing up again. That was nice, bright, quick from Liverpool. Just Couch didn't get it out from under his feet. Gets stuck underneath him here, but another little give and go. There's lovely one-touch football. Never really got it set to hit the strike. Keep it down.
15 seasons of the Premier League. Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Harvey and Dirk are very similar in the way they work off the ball, the way they look on the ball almost. It is, and it's no better role model to have if you can have his work rate. Add your talent to it. Yeah, massively. Yeah, like Max is saying he loved Dirk Kuyt. Just, you couldn't watch him work his arse off for 90 minutes and not love the guy.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, certainly.
Again, just a little too much air in it.
Certainly.
It's high octane and high quality stuff at Anfield.
Trying to find this one little stat. I have this
in the middle so quickly, and Risa got forward.
Well, you don't see these two stretched the way this game is at the moment very often.
Malouda's turn, but back comes Pennant. What wide players have to do. He'd love to be doing his work in his territory, and he's had some good moments in the second half. Jermaine Pennant will track back very responsibly. Couch.
Dirk Kuyt was one of my favorite. I just love the fact that he just like seemed to give his all in every game. Basically, he was absolutely incredible player.
I think Kuyt was rated, Mark. In fairness, I think Kuyt was rated. I know at the time it was like, yeah, he wasn't that world class quality kind of player, and yeah, I'll definitely admit that. But I think over time, and since he's left, I think he is appreciation. I'd have to say so. Like, you'd have to go far to find someone that had a bad word to say about that.
One for West Ham, one for Chelsea.
Hopefully.
They want a penalty against Reina, will they?
Yeah, Bernie, Kuyt is pretty much the ultimate prop player. Like, might not start every game, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely would have loved it.
For sure. I was trying to find this stat, but I can't find it for some reason. I used to have this little stat that had like every total of every team for every year of the Premier League. Because there's a stat out there that talks about how like
I'm not sure that's what the free kick was given for.
I think it's like there's only been 2 teams or something. I'm gonna say there's only been 2 teams that have ever had.
Risa scored 3 times for Liverpool against Chelsea.
Do you want to just do it?
I don't want to throw that out. I think there's only 2 teams, if not 3. There might be 3 teams at least, but I think there's 3 teams actually that scored 95 points in a season. There's only been 3 teams to have scored 95 points or more. Or there's only 2 teams that have scored more than 95 points.
Stuck firm. Risa struck firmly.
There was a very interesting article about like the fact of how you've watched the bar just continuously be raised and raised and raised, to the exception where, you know, an Arsenal team, you know, an all great Arsenal team, quite possibly doesn't even make 90 points and they win the league. You know, like 80 some odd points could have won you the league at one time. Now 90 points is like getting you second, third place at times. You know. Oh, what a horrible shot! That's got to be a card. But all right, I'll give you the let's go through this. Let's go for this. Ready? Let's go for this. All right. I'll have to keep the total for you guys too. Chelsea and Liverpool's last cup tie together was the 2022 FA Cup final. Some of these are gimmies. So. The Reds' Simicast scored the winning penalty in the shootout. But what was the score after extra time? I can give multiple choices.
Last game was against them in the Carling Cup.
Well, no, this wasn't their last game, but this at the time
written before.
This was made.
Okay.
So that's why.
So the 2022 Cup final?
2022 FA Cup final. What was the score of the FA Cup final at extra time? At the end of extra time? Was it 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, or 3-3? I'll give you multiple choices.
No. Was it? No.
It was.
They were the two cup finals that finished. They both finished.
Yes. 3 months earlier. So I'm going to ask you that question. 3 months earlier, the pair met in the 2022 League Cup final. Again, the match finished goalless. But who missed? I know you know this, Brian. So let me see if someone in the chat. I'm sure they probably know too. But who missed the decisive penalty as Liverpool won 11-10 in the shootout?
Okay.
Who missed the penalty shot for them in that League Cup final?
He would feel worthy of the
lead. Who knows that one?
Waiting for people in the chat.
Yeah, just waiting for people in the chat. If not, I'll let you answer it.
Oh, I think
Second half.
I'm mixing up the league and the FA Cup final.
Beautiful delivery for Wright Phillips. Liverpool back off.
Honestly, he's a bit behind there.
Yeah, a little bit behind. That's all good.
He has given a penalty. When I don't think the ball's anywhere near Malouda.
It was 0-0. I thought it was. Right?
Oh, they were both 0-0. Both of
yeah.
There's a penalty in the match, by the way.
Yep.
Make your own minds up. It just plays at the end.
We'll see. Oh, that's
future invincible Liverpool.
Oh, that's a penalty. That's a poor penalty, dude. That's not a penalty.
It ain't. No, it's not a penalty.
Absolutely ridiculous decision.
Yeah, just like Ray says, ridiculous decision.
I agree with you, Rafa, and I haven't always. That is a ridiculous decision. But he's got a goalkeeper who, of course, defied Chelsea here in a penalty shootout at this end of the season.
Wow, there's a call for VAR right there. Thank you, Honesty. Kepa. Yes,
yeah, it was Kepa. Yeah. It was the two goalkeepers, and then I won't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're all good. Yeah, two goalkeepers, and they ended up. No. I think that's the only other question I have for that one.
Yeah, because then Kelleher goes up and scores a winner against them.
He slots it. Yeah, Jimmy, that's my question. Where's VAR right there when you need it? Right? We could have used VAR there. All right, the 2019 Super Cup, another final, another Liverpool win on penalties. It was a match full of significance. But which of the following statements is not true? All right. So which of the following statements did not happen? The match was refereed by Stephanie Frappert, who became the first woman to take charge of a UEFA men's final. B, Chelsea had 3 goals ruled out by the video by VAR.
If anything, Malouda has stopped
C. Liverpool's shootout hero Adrian had been released by West Ham just 2 weeks before the match. Or D. The final in Istanbul finished at 1 a.m. local time.
Well, there were Liverpool protests after that. A yellow card was
Which one of those comments, which one of those statements is not true? One of those 4 statements is not true.
What game is this? It's the Super Cup.
2019 Super Cup.
What the fuck was the Super Cup?
Super Cup was against Liverpool and Chelsea.
What, we won the league and they won the Champions League or something? What the hell is the Super Cup?
Yeah.
I
think they must have. We won. I think Chelsea won Europa. That's usually the Super Cup. I think Super Cup is Europa champion versus the Champions League champion.
I do not remember that game. So I will go with the thing about the referee.
Hey, yeah, burn that one for A too.
Yeah, I don't remember that game, so I'll go with the thing.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, it is. UEFA versus UCL is the Super Cup. Yep. So you guys are both going. Bernie went A. You went with A. Anybody else want to give us this one?
Is that a new thing? Is that a new final?
Super Cup is not new. No, I don't think it's that new. That's not really silly statements. That's like what happened. I didn't even ask for a statement. I just said,
Max.
I was just asking if you remember what happened. I got you, Max. It's all good.
Max, if you problems with 5 years ago, don't come on tonight. We do my quiz because
yeah. That's certainly true. Because these are pretty easy. Honesty and Jimmy are both correct. Chelsea had 3 goals. Chelsea did not have 3 goals ruled out by the video assistant referee. It did not.
Oh, which statement isn't true?
Isn't true. All 3 of those statements were
right. Oh, okay. Right. I thought it was which of these was true. Right. Okay. I don't even remember that. Something about it being a female referee for the first time. Sounded about right.
Yeah.
So
no worries. All right, I'll ask you this one. Then. How about this? Let's jump to the 2012 FA Cup final. Remember, these are all cup finals that I'm talking about. All cup finals between Chelsea and Liverpool. Let's jump to the 2012 FA Cup final, which Chelsea won 2-1. This time after 90 minutes. Which player scored the winner for the Blues? Was it Drogba, Ramirez, Mata, or Frank Lampard?
Disagreeing with the penalty decision.
Who scored the winner for the 2012 FA Cup for Chelsea? Oh, Gene Craig.
Ramirez.
Good to see you. You're going Ramirez, Brian? Okay. Does anyone have a guess? I know that Max has asked him about. You asked me to ask you about who scored, so I'm asking you who scored. Max.
Hi, Gene.
Max.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Gene. Hi, anybody else? I think that's right. But yeah, I think that's right. Jimmy.
Yeah. No, Drogba is correct, Max. Drogba is correct. I would have guessed Juan Mata too, but Drogba was who won that.
I went with Ramirez because I remember that Ramirez definitely scored a big goal against us. I remember that.
He might have scored the first. I think he might have scored the first goal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of half forgotten.
Yeah, Tom Brett. Yeah, for sure. All right, here's another one. Then. A League Cup quarterfinal. Okay. Now, as King Kenny's Reds beat the Blues 2-0 at Stamford Bridge in 2011. Okay, 2011 was the date. Who did Liverpool end up beating in the competition's final on penalties again? So who did?
Sorry, what year?
So in 2011, so a League Cup quarterfinal with King Kenny's Reds beat the Blues 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, 2011. After winning that game,
season. Yeah, that was the season Kenny came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Who did Liverpool end up beating in the competition's final?
Oh crap! The 20.
I'll give you four and I'll give you four. I'll give you the four.
Oh, we get
yeah.
options. Okay, sorry.
I'll give you some multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
Was it Manchester City, Cardiff City, Risa, Birmingham City, or Tottenham?
Tottenham.
You're going with Tottenham? Okay. Is there any guesses in the chat? Let me see. He says, oh yeah, he just didn't connect with it. That's sort of kind of like what we were talking about with Trent's little volley.
Yeah,
It looked like he was going for like a stop for one either side of the goalkeeper rather than try to make connection with it. But Birmingham is Max's guess. Any other guess? Oh yeah, my fault. I see all the answers piling in now. Philip, you are correct. Cardiff City is who we beat in that final on penalty.
Birmingham was 2002. That was way earlier.
Yeah.
That was a Fowler scored that ridiculous volley. That was way before.
They're a little nippy out there. Ooh, who's that?
I knew it wasn't Man United.
Of course, that's the little punk Super Frank.
Look, watch this.
All right.
Look, yeah, Jimmy's right. The pace of this game, man. Look at Torres and Lampard. Torres.
Yeah, no, it's true.
2.5 years ago.
All right. Next up, the classic. This was a classic, by the way. It was a classic, actually. Because it's actually the year. It deals with the year that we're watching right here.
Watch.
Okay, so Champions League semifinal. The pair finished level 1-1 on aggregate at Anfield in 2007 before Liverpool again advanced on penalties. Who missed Chelsea's spot kicks? Who missed Chelsea's spot kicks? I'll give you multiple choice. So I know that might be a little bit different. I'll give you multiple choice. Because that year, I think they missed that penalty went. I think it was 4-1. I think it was 4-1 in that. We won 4-1 in that.
It was 4-1. It was a massive, what would you call it? Bottle job by them. They literally, the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Like building up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it all came down to pens, and they literally completely bottled them. So I knew
2007
it was a landslide.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that much. Right. Okay. Go ahead.
So 2007 is the 2007 is the year. I thought I hit the thing. 2007. These are the four choices that you have. Were the two people that missed for Chelsea, were they Lampard and Drogba? Was it Robin and Lampard? Was it Drogba and Jeremy? Or was it Jeremy and Robin? Those are the four choices that you have.
Right, Phillips, Chelsea in a position here where one more goal.
Who missed the penalty kicks for Chelsea in that 4-1? We ended up
winning. Go through those again.
I watched the actual. I watched it back as well.
Just go through the options again.
It was Lampard and Drogba as A. B is Robin and Lampard. C was Drogba and Jeremy. And D is Jeremy and Robin.
I like Lampard and Robin because Lampard
and Rob. That's who Philip went with. Honestly's going with Drogba and Jeremy.
I think Jeremy's in there for a reason, though. But anyway,
I want to see. Okay, I was waiting for you, Max. Rob. Okay.
It was a big call from the referee for the
penalty. It was Jeremy and Robin.
Yeah, I knew Jeremy was in there for a reason. Should have gone with it.
Yep. Jeremy and Robin was the answer for that one.
Quick side trivia question: which other Premier League club did Jeremy play for? After he
It
left
was.
Chelsea, where did he go?
Jean Grey, you are
Right.
correct. You are correct. Max is correct too. Even though, yeah, Jeremy spelled differently, but yes,
With a G, yeah.
he spelled it.
Yeah, which Premier League club did Jeremy join?
He looked more in that game. He did. He kind of did. What was the question? Oh, sorry.
Okay, third time a charm. Which team did Jeremy join? Which Premier League team did Jeremy join from Chelsea?
Ooh.
So he runs into him and he goes on his knees. So what's the problem? It's not a foul. The referee's made that decision. Get on with the game.
Can you give a hint on, like, was it? Oh wow, honesty, Newcastle.
That's just Chelsea's.
Yes. No, I don't do hints.
Don't do hints. See, I'm nice. I give multiple choice.
It's a club.
I give you
No,
hints.
it's a club. No, it's a club. Like, so I can't give you hints to a club. You just get it.
Right.
So, we got Arsenal. That's a guess. That's that. We got one for
I
Newcastle,
couldn't
one for
even
Arsenal.
guess.
Really want to make an example of how foolish Chelsea have been. I'll put this
Stoke. That's another one.
in the top corner.
We're building tension, honestly.
We are building tension. I'm gonna go with honesty since he's the first person to put it in there.
Yes, and he doubled down as well.
I'm going with Newcastle
Yeah,
since
he
honesty
did.
put it as the first answer, but I have no idea. I have no clue.
I know he did.
Outside the area. Making a late run.
No idea. Arsenal.
No, I
I
said
don't
it
know.
twice already. He went to Newcastle. He went to.
Oh,
he went to
I got you.
Newcastle. Yeah,
I got you.
Sorry, my mic went below. I said it right. Yeah, he went.
It is a little
I was
low,
like,
by the way.
Honestly,
low.
gave it away when he doubled down. So.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, no worries. I'll turn it down. Whoops.
Yeah, Barney just doesn't want to hear the dulcet tones of Andy Gray. I know she's a fan. She claims she knows. She knows.
There you go. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully you can hear me now a little bit more clearly. I'll bring back the questions here. Okay, so here's the next question. In 2006, Liverpool beat Chelsea 2-1 to reach the FA Cup final. 2006, Liverpool beat Chelsea 2-1 to reach the FA Cup final. This was before Wembley Stadium was the staging event for semifinals and finals, okay? Or before, yeah. So before Wembley Stadium semifinals were a regular thing, where did the fixture take place? Where did they play that 2006 semifinal for the FA Cup? I can give you multiple choice if you guys need it, but I'll wait.
Say it's.
No, I don't know in France what sort of reputation.
It's one or two.
Malouda had, but I know the
I'm going to say Villa Park.
Villa Park. Okay.
If it's not Villa Park, I know it's one of two.
Okay.
He jumps into again. Is it Agar? I think it is. Is it Finnan?
But yeah, I'm going with Villa Park.
That's a good shout, by the way, Max. Hakeem says it's Villa Park. I'll give you Villa Park is one of the multiple choice. I'll give you the multiple choice. Is it Villa Park, Old Trafford, Goodison Park, or Ellen Road? Everyone's going with Villa. You know what's very interesting is that 2006 FA Cup final or semifinal was held at Geriatric Trafford.
Yeah,
it was held at Old Trafford.
That's the thing. I was going it's one or two. It's either Villa Park or it's Old Trafford.
Yep.
That's what they did back in the day. They're the two biggest stadiums.
Yep.
So it was the semifinals were usually Villa.
Yeah.
If not, it would be in Old Trafford.
Or even Cardiff, maybe too. Yeah.
No, that was back when the Cardiff was when Wembley was being rebuilt.
Mhm.
This was when.
Oh, you're talking
Wembley was
about during that era. I got you saying.
Yeah, this was in the time where like Wembley was open, but they only had it for finals. So that's why there's a whole we're all going to Wembley. So
Yes, Mark Simmons, you're correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're only going to Wembley if you're going to a final. That's why there's
Right.
that's why the song's about going to Wembley. That's why fans
Yep.
think we're going to Wembley.
Yep.
Then they started hosting semi-finals there, and they kind of ruined it all. So yeah, so it was either it was Villa Park.
Well,
or
you still
Wembley.
are. It's not a final, but it is a semi-final.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like we're going to Disneyland, Paris. You know, it's just like it's gonna like hey, yeah.
You're going to Disneyland, maybe not Disney
Yeah.
World, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it's like okay, it's taking the. I'm old school, so I think it'll show and be fun, but it has to pay.
Has some Grayskull. Yeah.
But
All right, here's another one for you. Here's another one. This is a good one. This is a good one. Premier League champions Chelsea and FA Cup winners Liverpool met in the 2006 Community Shield.
Yeah, see what I mean?
It was the debut of what?
No, I'm sorry. Just what you were saying earlier, like this is the semi-final of the FA Cup, the Community 05, 06, 2007. We were playing these guys every 5 minutes in a big game.
In a big game.
Like that's why someone was asking earlier about the rivalry. That's why I was saying it for a while it was as intense as the United one because it was like again we have in the Champions League semi-final. Like now we have in a League Cup final. Now we're playing them in a Super Cup. Now we're it was crazy how often we were going up against them in big games.
It's been hard for them to get their rhythm back since it happened.
Yep.
Tug at the new beard for Rafa Benitez.
There's your answer, Philip. There's your answer. Trying to get me some trivia. Trying to call me out. I got you.
Oh yeah.
Sean Wright Phillips actually played for. He formerly played for the Phoenix Rising, who is a it's not an MLS team. It's like the league. It's the league below, one league below. And the guy on the screen right now is one of the owners of the Phoenix Rising. Actually,
who you?
Drogba is one of the owners.
I thought you were revealing yourself.
Yeah.
And Bradley was over there too, right? Bradley was in America.
I think so. Yeah.
Bradley Wright Phillips. He had a half decent career. Obviously not the same as Sean or his dad, but I'm pretty sure Bradley Wright Phillips was in America before.
Yeah.
Went there early.
I just know Sean because yeah.
Here's the other goal. Maluda rather.
Yep. What was I gonna say?
Yeah, Righty got around for a while. Righty played for Crystal Palace is kind of where he made his name, but he's famously a late bloomer. I think he's like 25 by the time he played in the top flight. But he obviously made his name at Arsenal, but he went on a bit of a weird one after that. He ended up
playing with Burnley. I think Burnley was like his last team or something. I think I would say.
He retired at Burnley, but he even played for Celtic. He played for Celtic for a while.
I know. All right, I'll get back to I'll get back to the question. That was a question that someone asked me in the chat, Bernie. Premier League champions Chelsea and FA Cup winners Liverpool met in the 2006 Community Shield. It was the debut of Shevchenko, who equalized for Chelsea. But who hit Liverpool's winner in a 2-1 win in the Community Shield? Was it Craig Bellamy, Peter Crouch, Luis Garcia, or Stevie G?
Any of your main rivals.
Don't remember that.
All eyes on you, Max. All eyes are on you.
Duff was.
I gave you multiple
Duff
choice, though. I gave you multiple choice.
No, Max is bringing up someone that rarely gets brought up. Damien Duff. Peak Damien Duff was unbelievable, and we were in for him.
Yeah.
The day we lost him, and he decided to join Chelsea instead of Liverpool, even though he loved Liverpool in inverted commas.
Yeah.
I knew it was over. I knew Abramovich was actually real. You know, like a guy that wanted to play for us, and we bid all the money for him. He still turned us down and went to Chelsea. Peak Damien Duff. Wow, what a footballer. So I'm going to say on that one, Bellamy.
Bunch of answers. Bunch of different answers.
Bellamy. I'll go for Bellamy.
Going for Bellamy. It is Max and Bernie got it correct. It is Peter Crouch had the game winner in that Community Shield. Peter Crouch. All right, here's I know. I'll ask it. Another Champions League semifinal in 2005 saw Liverpool advance as 1-0 winners thanks to Luis Garcia's quote-unquote ghost goal. What did Chelsea boss and the guy that K-Mac and some of the others in the chat would have loved to have seen been our skipper? What did Chelsea boss Jose Mourinho tell journalists after the match? Now, I'm going to give you the statements. Did he say the best team lost after they scored, only one team played, the other one just defended for the whole game? Did he say Liverpool scored? If you can say that, they scored, because maybe you should say the linesman scored. Or did he say it was a goal that came from the moon, from the Anfield stands? And finally, did he say all of that?
He said all of those things.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to go too far into like giving you guys a chance on that one.
Yeah,
but he said all those things.
Yeah.
That's the guy you guys want as your manager.
Yeah, he said all those things.
He said every last statement there.
Because when you read the first one, I was like, no, he said that. So it's A. Then you said the second one, I was like, no, he said that as well.
He definitely said that one
I'm
too.
not sure. Yeah. And then you said the third one, I was like, well, he said all three, so did he say these are different games? But then when you said, or did he say all of them? Like, oh yeah, it was all of them. Because I could have finished the first quote for you while you were reading it.
Oh,
I still remember him saying that.
Right.
You know, but yeah, he said all those things. Like he said,
did?
it was it's from
Look at Dirk Kuyt right here. Sorry, I'm listening to. Great.
No, it's just the way he was talking about Anfield. The way, like I said earlier on, the way he spoke about Anfield. All these coaches, they've all gone there with like quote unquote better teams, or with unbeatable leads, and they've walked away from Anfield thinking, what the hell just happened there? Some of the best teams in the world have gone to Anfield, left 5 minutes later thinking, hang on a minute, we're out.
Yeah.
Like, we do it to people. That's what we do, and they know it. Bernie said it or not. He said, all these boys have Anfield trauma.
Oh, he was a bitter one.
They all have it.
Yeah.
They've all got Anfield trauma. Like, there's a support group out there for managers with Anfield PTSD. Definitely. It's just, you go there, it's like, what the hell just happened? Yep.
Yeah, Philip, you're right about that too, though. Philip's right about that. If the ghost goal wasn't given, it probably would have been a pen.
Oh, no, there's no probably about it. He was going to give the ref said after the game, if it hadn't gone in, he would have given penalty for the foul on Barros. Barros was taken down the box, and he said he was going to give a penalty, but if it hadn't gone in, he would have. So basically, again, no guarantee we scored a penalty, and also what isn't mentioned is I can't remember if it was Carvalho, but he would have been sent off.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been double jeopardy because they had double jeopardy back then, but the guy would have been sent off and it would have been a penalty, which is what nobody wants to remember. So probably would have won the game anyway.
Very true. All right, final question as we come up to the 90th minute, closing in on the 90th minute of a 1-1 match in Mr. Torres' debut at Anfield. Final question is, and it's a niche one. Okay, so let's see. So this is because this covers every knockout tie that Chelsea and Liverpool have had to deal with. So let's see. I'm gonna try to get this question properly worded. So we did the century. Okay, so Liverpool and Chelsea met in the third round of the League Cup back in 2000. What was the score of that game? What was the score of the 2000 League Cup? It was the third round that they met. What was the score of the League Cup game between Chelsea and Liverpool in 2000?
Any multiple choices on that? No.
I can give you multiple choices if you like. I didn't know. I thought maybe
just
someone
make a few. Yeah, make a few up.
So the four multiple choice I'll give you are: was it Chelsea 1-0? Was it Chelsea 2-1? Was it Liverpool 1-0? Or was it Liverpool 2-1?
Liverpool 2-1.
6-1. Yeah, Bernie. That was not the case, Bernie. Oh.
Unlucky, Ryan.
Yeah, that was unlucky. Must see some replay.
He certainly might have used that below. Look at the run he makes on the outside.
Look, he stands up and just wallops it.
Power was there.
It probably looked like it was going in when, yeah, a little bit more accuracy. But that would, I think Peter Check would say that. Phillips guessing 3-1. Okay, I got you, Honesty. I got you. Well, the reason why we do this, the reason why we jump in the DeLorean is because that's so that you can get a little glimpse of Liverpool history and enjoy the many reasons to really love this team. The final of that score was 2, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1.
I finally got one right.
Yeah.
I finally got, I think that's the first one I've got right.
Which is surprising because Brian's usually like Mr. Trivia.
Well, you know, it's easier to write them than it is answer them. That's all I'd say. I can very I can very easily tell you the answers to all the questions that I've written. But yeah, that's a very different thing. But again, I just can't get over. Like, this is the thing. Well, I can't get over. But I mean, this quiz just shows you the insane amount of times that we were playing these guys in really big games over a short period of time. Like
here's a
I
question,
said
then.
to someone. Sorry, just quickly. I said to someone before that the last time I've seen Anfield really actually completely lose its mind, like off its head, was the Garcia game. Those two periods, like I remember, like again, they were kind of, it was a while back, but I remember being in someone's house and we were like, he was one of these guys that was like big into his sound and his tech and all that. So back, like, he had his TV plugged through the speakers, through the amp and all that. The noise coming out of Anfield was the speakers just going. They couldn't, it was just stupid. And you could watch it. You could actually see the camera bouncing up and down because it was just like that was. Those were good days, man. Those were good days.
Yeah.
Olympiacos, Chelsea, AC Milan, Istanbul.
Yeah.
Great days. Like, and someone just said there they started supporting in 04 or 05. Was it Honesty? I mean, no better time to start.
I do have some other fun questions that I just looked up for myself. Where was it? Oh, okay. You spoke about the Super Cup earlier, right?
Yeah.
UEFA Super Cup. Who was the first English team to win the UEFA Super Cup?
Can you just quickly tell me, when did this competition begin?
So, It was at least it was in the early 2000s. I want to say was early.
Okay.
I'll tell you. I'll double check, but it was like early 2000s is when it started.
So there's no point me guessing a team from the 80s for this answer, basically.
I don't think it was around in the 80s. Let me see.
Right. Okay. So the first team to win it since it started in 2000.
Oh, I am corrected. You could guess an 80s team.
Oh, okay. So it goes back how far?
The first UEFA sanctioned Super Cup matches took place in January of 1974, although it was officially the 1973 final. The first UEFA Super Cup proper took place at San Siro. And it was Ajax versus AC Milan in that final.
Okay, so the first English team.
So you've got a long time.
But Torres has given a glimpse.
I don't know. Is Liverpool too obvious? This is what I'm thinking. Liverpool is too obvious.
93rd minute of third minute of extra time, 4th minute of extra time, I should say. 1-1 still the score.
I know. I say Aston Villa.
Villa.
Yeah.
Philip says Liverpool. Max says Liverpool. Then, and you both would be correct. Brian, you are incorrect. But
so it was Liverpool.
It was Liverpool. They were the first. Okay. The first English winner of the UEFA Cup was Liverpool. Can you give the year? Can you tell me the year and place they won it? Can you say the year and place they won it? Oh, Bernie, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I didn't see you say that. Oh, it was us. I see you, Bernie. My bad. Bernie was the first to answer, by the way.
Yeah, well, I got cursed by it's too obvious. So,
yeah.
So where
what year and where? What year and where did they lift the trophy?
1981 in Paris.
Well, the great rivals have produced a
1-1 Paris.
Penalty decision. Got Jose Mourinho's Chelsea out of jail.
I'm just trying to think where would they play those kind of. They'd be in big European kind of cities.
1979. I don't think that they won it in 1977, to be honest with you. The stat that I have is this. You already guessed. So the stat that I had is Liverpool became the first English winner of the UEFA Super Cup since they themselves beat CSKA Moscow to lift the trophy back in 2005. 2005. That's the stat that I have. I know people are saying 77. I'll have to double check on that for you guys. I'll double check on that for you. $1977.
So yeah, that was anyway. That was Torres' debut. It was
that was Torres' debut. Yeah. Yes, it was.
And,
Liverpool was a European Super Cup winner. That's interesting. I don't know why I have Liverpool became the first English winner of the Super Cup, the European Super Cup. Interesting.
They probably just renamed it at some point.
I think they must have renamed it, and then that's the reason why I have it as that.
But it's basically the same game. It's basically been the same.
Yeah.
You know, winners of the UEFA Cup versus winners of the Champions League or the European.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's basically, I suppose, it's saying like Liverpool only have one Premier League. But if you're, I suppose something like that. Yeah, the cup changed.
Yeah, cup changed names. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is basically. So.
What was then in that 1977 Super Cup? in that 1977 Super Cup, I do have in that 1977 Super Cup, a Liverpool player did a first by creating history. He scored the first hat trick in the competition. Who was it?
Kevin Keegan.
It was not Kevin Keegan. Nope. It was not.
Because like he left us to go and play for Hamburg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think there's a thing there. First.
Well,
I've had my guess.
You've had your guess. I know. I'm trying to let everyone get a shot at it too. Bernie is on fire. Bernie is on fire. Bernie, we need Bernie on our Quizzo team, apparently. Oh, yes. Nope. Bernie got it correct. It was Terry.
Yeah, I don't think Rush was there in 77. No,
what was that?
No, it's just Max saying in Rush. I think Rush wasn't. I don't think Rush joined until like 1980 or something.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Just a tiny bit of Rush. Someone in your family.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We have
That's super cool.
We have a Terry McDermott photo upstairs. It's a signed photo. It wasn't given to me. My brother got it. It was given to him, autographed by Terry McDermott, and it is it's from that era. It's based like the perm is enormous. It's like this is full on 70s Liverpool. Like the mustache, huge. The perm probably like at least 10 inches of perm on his head. Crazy stuff. But yeah, it's upstairs.
Oh, you know why too, Brian? I'm sorry. I was just saying, you know why? Possibly the back in 1977, apparently there was 2 legs of it wasn't really a cup final. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, it was on Ag there because everything was 2 legs back then. Everything was 2-legged because there was so much corruption.
Yeah.
That no one would ever just agree to just a one-off game. Everything had to be 2 legs. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was because that was the second leg, and they beat Hamburg in the second leg of that game. So, but yes, he scored the first hat trick of that tournament ever. First hat trick ever.
Yeah, it's a 2-leg fun. So you played them home and away. Especially in the European competitions, they just wouldn't. Yeah, they wanted everything to be kind of, we'll play ye and you play us. But
and that was why it was a big thing. They won the Chelsea won the Super Cup, like the year they won the Champions League. They won the Super Cup too, and it was a big thing for them because before that they'd lost 3. They had 3 Super Cup appearances before that, and they'd lost all 3 of them. So that's why it was such a big thing for them to win the Super Cup.
It's kind of like the charity shield of European football.
No, don't go there.
No, it is. It's look, it's like it's a one-off game, and it's basically
but you have to be there to get there.
But
you have to
exactly. No. Don't get me wrong on that. That goes without saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like the charity shield of Europe. Like you don't get to play in the charity shield unless you win either the league or the cup. It's like the when people laugh at the Club World Cup thing. It's like you only get to be there if you've won the European Cup.
Yeah.
The Club World Cup trophy itself isn't the world's biggest trophy. But you only get to be there by winning probably the biggest trophy in club football. The South Americans take that thing massive. Like they take that really seriously because it gets to pit them against the best in Europe, and it's a kind of competition. But yeah, a game like that, now it's just a one-off game. But yeah, of course, like you only get to play in it if you've won. But the trophy itself isn't one of the big whatevers. I don't think again, like I kind of half forgot it existed there for a minute, but it's yeah, it's just one of those games. I suppose back in like the 70s, it would have been like way more prestigious. Now there's 7 million games in the calendar. Back then there wasn't that many games, so they would have had more prestige back then. They would have been more attached to them. But now it's just like, oh yeah, we're playing that, and then we're going on a tour to
Hmm.
China, and then we're playing in this, and then we're doing that, and then we're going to the World Cup. It's like, okay, but of course, yeah, no, you're spot on. Like you only get to play in these games if you've won something.
Yeah, yeah. I
Which is
thought you're
why,
going down the route of, because sometimes people, minimize the Community Shield. And I'm like, I get it. There's a quote unquote exhibition game, in essence.
well, it's a charity
Um,
game. It used to be just a charity game,
yeah.
basically. It's what it
Well,
used to
yeah,
be, just to raise money for charity shield. That's why it existed.
yeah.
Let's
But
just
it was,
raise money for charity and call
yeah.
it. Or how can we do it? Okay, well, the guys who win the league play the people who win the cup in a one-off game, and all the money goes to charity. All
Yeah.
it is. That's really all it is. But then you get Man United fans going, well, Mourinho has more trophies than. It's like, hang on, what are you counting up here? Well, he has 4 charity shields. Yeah, sit down. It's just yeah. Remove
Yeah.
the charity shields from your trophy count there. We talk leagues and cups over here. So uh, again, yeah, they used to be bigger back then.
It was
For
bigger.
European
It
teams.
was a lot bigger back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But I can
was.
only imagine. Like I just love how big it is in the Club World Cup for the South American teams. That's something we should bring back a bit more. That used to happen back in the day, where South American teams played European teams. It doesn't happen enough.
Hmm.
You only really get one opportunity a year
Yeah,
to
to
see.
play against the team, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the likes of Santos and all these
yeah,
clubs that
Sao
all these
Paulo,
legends have come from.
right?
Ronaldinho, Neymar, Pele, Maradona, the home of all these players. And if you're lucky, once a year you get to see Gremio play Real Madrid in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
There should be
No, you're right.
there should be
You're right.
more of that. That would be more interesting. But
That would be
again,
an interesting tournament to do. It would be difficult only because you'd have to match up. It's so difficult because you have to match up the scheduling so that it works out
exactly, yeah, they have their whole
properly.
year, winter, summer stuff,
Yeah,
apertura, clausura stuff, all that stuff. But
because
it
like
wouldn't
right
it be
now,
amazing that
because
the
like
top
for instance,
four,
like MLS football in America starts in the summer. So like technically starts in the summer. It starts like right around the same time. It's like the end of spring and the start of summer, and then goes to like and ends in October, November, those kinds of concepts, So like it's like a matter of, but yet, in England, for instance, though, you're basically just starting your training in the summer. So it would be very interesting to try to like,
wouldn't it be great though? Like imagine like say the top 6 teams from Europe um, versus the top 6 teams from South America. Okay, maybe you've went to a Central America, but let's just say like the Santoses and the top 6 teams from Brazil, Argentina, and then 3 from Chile, Uruguay, whatever, versus Barcelona, Bayern, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, in a kind of a 3-week knockout kind of tournament or something like that. That's be the
yeah,
coolest thing ever.
yeah.
That would just
That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just to see all these new kids, all these wonder kids from Brazil everyone's talking about. Like we'll get,
They
get
are
to see
doing. I thought they
Messi
are
coming
doing
up.
something like that coming up, though. I thought they're doing something where it's going to be Europe versus South America, basically.
Yeah, you need to bring that stuff back. It's like some of these guys, they're all going to
Maybe
Real
someone in the
Madrid
chat
for
knows if they've heard
60,
about that
70
too.
million, and you never get to see them. Like Max is like, they would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Some kind of a tournament like that, just to, I know, they all play each other twice or something, or they all play each other once. Like what they call it, a round robin or something like that. You add up the points at the end. It's a mini league kind of thing. But just get to see these boys, played at Wembley and play half of it in Wembley and the other half in Paris. And people can fly in between. It's only an hour from London to Paris. On the train thing, so something like that. A 2-week tournament, but no, they want to.
So yeah. So there's a thing called the CONMEBOL UEFA Cup of Champions, previously known officially as the European South American Nations Cup, and also called
exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, tell me more.
As the Artemio Franchia Cup, is an international football match organized by CONMEBOL and UEFA, and contested by the winners of the Copa America and the UEFA Championship, UEFA European Championship. So
it's an international thing. Yes,
it's an international thing, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I knew there was something like it was like a South America versus Europe thing, and they were going to. I think they're trying to have it come up. I think it's going to happen pretty soon, actually.
Well, can I just go down a slightly more historic path, and I will keep this very quick. I know I do drone on a bit, but people talk about Pelé never having played in Europe. Say Pelé, he was amazing, but he never played in Europe. He never played for one of the big European teams, yada yada. Not that it besmirches him in any way, but it gets brought up that, like, how can you kind of properly judge, so to speak? But when you look at it, Santos actually would take huge breaks out of their year, and other Brazilian clubs, and they would regularly tour Europe, almost like, don't take this wrong, at Harlem Globetrotters, but in a much more serious way. Pelé played not hundreds of games, but loads of games in Europe, and they would come over here and they would have serious competitions. They weren't friendly knockabouts, because at the time it was taken really, really seriously. So Santos used to tour around because it made them a huge amount of money.
Oh, I bet.
But they were going up against. They were doing like what I was talking about there. These little mini, like they'd go to Spain, Italy, England, and they would have those kind of little mini tournaments. But they would play against big teams, and they would take it super seriously. So Pelé actually has played against some of the great European sides, but only in this kind of format, not recognized.
There is something that they are going to be doing.
Like that back.
Well, there is something else that they're going to be doing too. So that one was the international one, right, that I spoke of. And then they're also looking to do this thing called it's a new tournament. This was announced in 2023. It's called the New Club Challenge for UEFA and CONMEBOL. So CONMEBOL is the confederation for South America. The most recent, so what it'll do though is they're going to do the most recent Europa League and the Copa Subamericana winners will face off in a challenge match. So it's kind of like, I guess, maybe them trying to figure out if they can do it. But basically what it is like, it's obviously Europa is not the Champions League, but the other competition, there is a Champions League for South America as well. But the Copa Subamericana is sort of like the Europa of South America. So they're going to have, apparently after the success of the Finalisma, UEFA and CONMEBOL have announced the club challenge, with the first edition was scheduled for July 19, 2023 in Spain. And it's a one-off match. It was supposed to be against the competitors were the 2023 Europa League champions Sevilla and the 2022 Copa Subamericana winners, who is Independiente. Excuse me, I gotta get my Spanish better. Independiente del Valle, which is del Valle, which is an Ecuadorian team, and they faced off in the first ever CONMEBOL versus UEFA tournament.
Yeah, these are old. Like they used to do. Like as we're talking about this, I remember the English teams used to do it. Like the English teams, small teams, like back in it, would go to South America and go on tours
Mm-hmm.
and go around and play the big teams. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's those links used to be there. Those things used to happen all the time. The games in South America and Europe have become disconnected. But we all get our, we all want to hear nothing more than that we've been linked.
It is, you know what though? I think the reason why you don't possibly, and this is just me thinking, outside the box somewhat. The reason why you possibly don't get to see some of those.
The streets are here. Sorry.
The streets are here. Okay,
streets have arrived. Streets have arrived.
The reason why you don't possibly get sometimes those kinds of competitions is because it is great to bring a lot of that money to those federations, but you have to figure out okay, well, great, you're going to have for instance, Argentina played Italy in 2022 in that what I was calling the finalisma. Yes, finalisma. Right.
Yeah, sorry, I am talking about the stuff I'm talking about was shit that used to happen in the 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
40s. So yeah, it is a long time ago.
A long time ago, right?
Way back.
But yeah, so this was nearly the 2022 matchup of Argentina versus Italy. Since Italy had won the Euros, and Argentina had won the competition in South America. They were the Copa America winners. They ended up playing in that competition, but that competition hadn't happened for 30 years before that, actually. So 1992 was the last time that had happened, where you had Europe versus South America. Argentina absolutely dominated that game. They won 3-0. And
I suppose it does kind of happen when they go on those little kind of mini preseason tours. I suppose that's the closest you get to, isn't it? I know when they go to America,
yes. Yeah.
Like a lot of times when Liverpool go to America, it'll be Liverpool and Real Madrid and Cruzeiro and Osaka or something like that.
Yep.
And they play I suppose that's probably the closest.
That's the closest that you get to them. Yeah, like the whatever, the Asian Cup or the South or the American or whatever it is, the North American Challenge or whatever the heck the tournament's called.
Kind of thing. Yeah, the Gold Cup thing or something like that.
The Gold Cup is different. The Gold Cup is actual competition that is for North America, and that's the Gold Cup winners are because we've won. It's usually either Mexico or America that win it, but we've been Gold Cup winners for a bunch of competitions.
Yeah. Can we actually speak on this Paul Joyce stuff? Because people are talking about that. What the hell is going on with this?
So Paul Joyce has actually come out, and he's been basically, as they say, dishing the dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
So can someone update me? I haven't seen. Can someone fill me in with some quotes here or the gist or?
For instance, he was talking about third favorite. I got you, Rustin.
Favorite.
Wow, actually, that's all good. That's all good. Bronze medal is still metal.
Did someone just turn on the AC? It's gotten
bronze
really
medal
cold.
is still metal, man. It's still metal.
Yeah, you're a podium. You're a podium. You're a podium.
It's a podium. As long as I make the podium, it's all matters. But yeah,
Canadian settings here.
Apparently, Paul Joyce is out dropping a lot of the tea, as they say, and is saying things like, for instance, that he made the announcement or made the allegation that Jurgen Klopp wanted to re-sign Bobby and Milner, for instance, but he also would have, but also that Fabinho and Henderson, despite what people think of being pushed out, asked to leave, for instance. Like, I know that a lot of the narratives out there were that they were pushed out, like they didn't want to leave, but they just happened to get a deal. And when the deals came across the table, then, Liverpool jumped on the opportunity. No, that wasn't the case. But Klopp wanted to keep all those players. It was the sheer fact that Fabinho and Henderson asked to leave. It goes hand in hand with the whole concept of Klopp doesn't ask players to leave. He only moves on from players when players ask, or not only, but primarily moves on from players when they ask to leave.
So what he's saying is that he wanted to keep all of them basically, but Henderson and Fabinho asked to leave regardless.
Yeah.
So, and then Firmino and who's the other one then?
It was Milner.
Yes, so Firmino and Milner was sold.
Right. They would have all gotten new contracts. Milner, Bobby, they would have all gotten new contracts.
So they would have been kept. But
right.
Even though he wanted to keep Fabinho and Henderson, they both side kind of, what's the word, sidewinder them with the we want out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Henderson was exposed as having lied about that, saying that he didn't want to leave the club, but the club didn't try and keep him. And Klopp basically came out and said, if a player says that they want to leave, I think the phrase he uses, we won't throw stones in their path.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to, it's obviously a German thing, he said, we won't throw stones in the road. If you say you want to leave, we won't put obstacles in your path, is what he was saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he made it, like, he came out and contradicted what Henderson said about not being spoken to, but not being made to feel like he was wanted. So yeah, I don't really see how controversial all that is. I mean, I thought Klopp.
It's not super controversial.
Saying like he's a dickhead or something. I was expecting something. Don't believe the nice guy act. He's actually a horrible person, or something like that was what
I think what Max is saying is what is really more so what it is. He's trying to show Klopp up for some reason. I don't understand what, as in you could leave easily, just leave, but for some reason he's now trying to bring up old news, basically. I guess you could say is the best way to put it.
Well, this I think it goes down
all that news is old.
Yeah, it's like the Redman TV point that was brought up earlier on. It's so what? You got an interview with Klopp. Now you've decided to try and monetize the second part of it. As I said earlier on, no offense to anybody, but it's not like you're an exclusive. Like, everybody has an interview with Klopp. There are loads of interviews with Klopp. So if you're trying to monetize it, basically
there was another comment that you made that was kind of a jerk comment too.
But I'm just saying,
I'll find it.
But it was just saying that, I'm just saying they're trying to monetize their last bit of Klopp. It's like we've done a 2-part interview. We'll never. So this is the last.
Oh, with the Redman. Yeah,
we're ever going to have. Yeah, so we're going to try and monetize it. So to me, Paul Joyce, it sounds like that to me. I was expecting something a lot more interesting, to be honest, than that. That to me just seems like him trying to wring the last few column inches or clicks out of his Klopp inside knowledge, whatever it might be. But as Rasta said earlier on, none of that was new shit. That was all pretty much old stuff. So it just seems like there's a lot of people trying to get the last bit of. Klopp
I agree with that completely.
I suppose. Like, we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to do
absolutely. We're doing it as a tribute. we're doing more of a
as a tribute,
tribute,
but
not
it's
necessarily trying to do. I'm not doing it on some like I want. Yeah, I'm
it's
trying
not
to
on
get
that
rich off of it
level.
or something.
But everyone's
Yeah.
doing their final Klopp bits and pieces, basically. I suppose it's out there. But yeah, that to me, I was like, that to me is like, oh, did you see the final episode of whatever? And, oh no, you must run home and see it. It's like the most boring thing ever. Like, yeah, I heard Paul Joyce was doing this and that. I was like, wow, okay, he's coming out with some crazy truths or something. You know, what life was really like with Jurgen Klopp. No, it's just, oh, he wanted this player to stay and he didn't want that player to leave. Well, tell me something I didn't fucking know.
And then Jared, I get you're saying like we all know Klopp has flaws. I think like what I'm trying to bring up is that it seems like some of these people are being opportunists, I think. And I mean that is what it is for what it measures up to. But like, for some of the individuals that have put out there how much they love this man, how much they love all the aspects of what this guy has brought to this club. It seems a little cheap to do it the way some of these people are doing. Well, and actually, I shouldn't say cheap. It might be expensive in a sense, depending on your budget, to be able to partake in, because I think like maybe because we're not going to get a parade, because we're not going to get this very, extended look or opportunity to say goodbye and kind of like enjoy that. Because there was some, I had to look up the video. I'll bring up the video tomorrow. If I can find it by tomorrow, I'll bring up the video tomorrow. But there's a video, for instance, of Jurgen Klopp. I don't know if you saw this or not, Brian. I don't know if anyone in the chat saw this or not. But there was a video of Klopp standing in the Kop end by himself. And then there was even a video of him by himself just at in the middle of the field, basically, at the center circle, just like taking it all in, and this was just recent actually. Because this will be the last time that he gets to do it as the Liverpool manager. And I mean, like, I can understand a lot of the emotions that he must be going through in the concept of saying, he loves this club, man. And I mean, like, you're despite the fact that that you can't do something, or you just physically can't do something any longer, doesn't mean that you don't have that tie to the emotions, the similar emotions that we have in seeing him go. I think that's just my personal opinion, but
well, no, he'd be emotional about leaving the club. No one can argue with that. That's just that's purely natural. He's out. But Stefano, it's 2007. It's Torres' Anfield debut.
Oh yes, against Chelsea, August 19th, I think it was.
So it'll be big time at Wolves or for Wolves. It'll be big time.
He says, real guy says, no, he was there to say goodbye to the Anfield staff, and he just took a moment. No, there's actual video of him in the Kop by himself, not addressing people. There's like him at the actual, like, in the Kop end, like as if he was a fan looking out.
You go up and definitely take a look. You'd have to. Imagine any of us. I mean, you'd have to. If you had the ground to yourself, that's the first thing I'd be doing. Going up and standing in the Kop and just having a look. Just see what, like, to stand, because he can never. That's the thing. Like, he'd love to, but he could never stand in the middle of the Kop. imagine like
not
training, like,
especially
back in
not
the day,
like
you could
you
do
get
that.
mobbed, even if he
Yeah,
wants to go there with
crazy.
there's no way he's going
going to stand.
to the cop with
Yeah.
people and just
No,
going
he's
to
gonna
like be
stand
able
with the
to
fans
hang
and
out
watch
and
a
watch
game.
the game.
Yeah,
It's not
maybe
happening.
when he's 70 or something. Yeah. But
Yeah.
to just to be able to just go, he must be not just going like, he's a fan as well. He's a fan of football. Even whether I don't know, he's probably
Yeah. Stefano,
I
there's a
bet
lot
this
of those
team are.
people. You know what's interesting? It says, question, remember that claim Klopp can't rebuild a team for a second time? Is that still a fair question or not?
We don't get to see, as I said, like this was the refrain for a lot of this summer, and we were
Yeah.
Klopp 2.0, Klopp 2.0, Klopp
He
2.0.
called it that. Yeah, he himself said
You
it.
know, I suppose he comes out and you damn yourself sometimes. But we never got to see that. We never got to see it.
And I think
And
that
these were new players. It wasn't this was a clear new project that was happening. Kwanzaa, Bradley, new players, Gravenberch, Gakpo, McAllister, Sabozlai, and the obvious outgoings. The obvious Virgil, Robertson, Salah, all over 30. You could see old guard and new guard. You could see where it was going to go. But that was just, the plug was just pulled on that. So you've ended up in a position where we may be looking back in 2, 3, 4 years going, well, had Klopp left a year earlier, so to speak, when the Fabinho, Henderson, Milner exodus was happening, it may have been beneficial to have brought a slot in then, rather than have him inherit a Klopp 2.0 team that Klopp has just decided to not go with, rather than having, say, Arne Slot come in, or whoever it might have been, when that turnover happened, and then he could pick his McAllister, Sabozlai, Gravenberch kind of thing. This is the only thing that nags me a little bit, is that he's kind of bought he's bought the furniture for the new house.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
And
he's already furnished the house. Yeah.
Yeah, the new guy is coming. Well, I wish he'd kind of just show me the house unfurnished, with 40K in the bank to furnish it myself. Because the house is solid. The house is rock solid. The house is mint, by the way. The house is Liverpool. The house is mint. The furniture is the new signings. So yeah, look, nice sofa. I would have bought something similar, but maybe not exactly the same. And
yeah,
I'm just. This is something.
It is unfortunate that you're not going to see that.
So again,
I think if you're giving him 2 years, I think you would have had a chance. You would have had a chance, Brian. I think, to be able to see if you could give real credence to he can rebuild a team if he finished out his contract. I think this contract another 2 years.
Twice.
Yeah.
I think he kind of has rebuilt one. Like, this isn't his original. This isn't his first Klopp team. So I think he kind of. I suppose he has sort of. Yeah, I wouldn't say that there's proof there that he couldn't rebuild a team. I think he has rebuilt a team.
Yeah,
which
possibly.
was kind of more. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a mix, isn't it? It's sort of like it's 1.5 teams he's built, and he was going to come on and because he had to. Let's not forget, he had to dismantle the Brendan team, get rid of the Saccos, the Morenos, the Bentekes, those kind of players. He had to undo all that stuff first. Then he had the Coutinho thing. So it wasn't really until Coutinho left that he could really go, okay, boom. I brought in Mane. We have Firmino. And we have Salah. Now we can go Alisson, Virgil. So that to me is where he kind of starts.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's these points. There's these points by the chat. Jimmy says Champions League next year, third in the Premier League, and a cup for the season. we would have been a handoff if we were told that at the start of the season. So yes, for Jimmy. And then Philip says, I mean, it's not a fair question as he has totally rebuilt the midfield. So he has proven that he can, Stefano.
Yeah, I think I just think he was on his way to doing it. He was on his way to doing it. But yeah, it's just as I was talking about there, it kind of occurred to me. It's just like, would it have been better if he had not bought his new toys and just kind of get the money? Yeah, but again, it's a minor. Again, like as we're saying, oh, what's it? Oh no, I have to make do with McAllister and Sabozlai. I'm sure he'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't bought bad. It's maybe we didn't buy the exact shade of green that he would have bought, but it's what he would have bought. Right?
That's one way of putting it. Yeah,
yeah, no one's turning down McAllister.
Yeah.
No one's turning down. I mean, we haven't gone out. Maybe he wouldn't have bought Gravenberch. Okay. You know, maybe he wouldn't have made that team. But I'm sure he'd be more than happy to work with the kid. You know, same with Gakpo. Maybe he wouldn't have bought Gakpo. He might have bought some slightly different player. But more than happy to work with Gakpo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just don't. Maybe I'm just talking the tiny little kind of things. It's we said it before. Klopp was leaving, so I have to back it. I said it before Klopp was leaving. That I have to back it up. Is that any manager that did come in would be inheriting the head of the squad? So I'm not going to go against that again, especially with we were talking about the Clark McConnell, Bradley Kwanzaa group that's sitting behind the top tier players. So there's
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a great
great
squad for any manager to come into because we don't have egos either.
I think that's one of the biggest parts of it is that, you know, and that's why, like, I know I've seen some really, really interesting circumstances develop for some of the content creators out there. Whether it's James Redmond, who apparently he said he's getting canceled off of TikTok or something. I saw some post that he said about that. And then, like, because of a comment he made or statement he made about Mo Salah, I've seen Jamie say some really, really sad. I was very disappointed to see the comments that Jamie made about Klopp. I know he tried to clarify it in another episode of his show, but it's still, you know, despite the fact of it's like one of those, you know, you see the Italian mob movies where they always like, as in, or they'll be like, no disrespect, but, you know, or they'll say something, say like a really, really, really bad comment and then say, but no disrespect or something like that. Or it's like, wait a minute, you know, like it's one of those things where like, it was a really like disappointing comment to hear. I mean, everyone's welcome to their opinions, but yeah, he was having a very bad day to say the least. Yeah, that's good to hear because he for him to have said that, I was like, and I mean, especially for someone that especially for someone that's been so pro Klopp. But yeah, I'll wait for you to get your camera all ready there, Bri. Bri had to hop off real quick. The plane has landed. I hope that you enjoyed the I should say the DeLorean has landed again. You know, it's returned to 2024, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the little time travel. No doubt. I mean, darts can get dangerous, by the way, Jimmy, with beer, by the way. All things depending on whether you have the plastic tips or the actual metal tip darts. Things can definitely get dangerous when you have beer involved. I'm more of a foosball player than I am a darts player, to be honest with you. But I do have darts, foosball, and pool at my house. So I don't play many people in foosball, though. Unfortunately, not many people play foosball. I wish they did. I wish more people did.
Am I back?
Yes, you are back, Brad.
Yeah, I missed the Jamie thing. What were we talking about there before Jamie?
Well, I was just saying with like it's seeming like the way that this has ended for the Klopp era has certainly put people in a certain mindset to feel comfortable to say certain things that they probably wouldn't have said if things had happened differently.
Or are they getting the pen out? Are they getting the pen out, and are they rewriting history? Are they getting the pen out?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want disrespect. I mean, I'm not going to say about anything, but yeah, if you're sitting here and going anything other than massive respect and like not going over the top or whatever, but if you have anything negative, if you're in this kind of and I don't know what anybody said, but if anyone's in the camp of good riddance or
well, that's what he said too.
He
said he said he could F off or something, or basically or something along those lines. That was like, and called him a prick or something like that. I was like, it was just too much, way too much. I was just like, that's not. No, I'm not cool with that.
Well, again, I don't. Stefano saying that I don't doubt. Yeah, he would have. Calm down.
He admitted though. He admitted he shouldn't have said that. Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
That's why I'll be clear and make sure I clarify that. Yeah. But admitting you shouldn't have said that and is not saying that you didn't say it. That's the point.
I'd like to know why you ended up there, though.
I'm sure some people have said some like really nasty comments about people, and like, of course, you might take it. You might say, "Oh, it was a bad day," or "Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize," but it's still the fact you did say it. So
yeah, well, that's the thing. You see, I know a lot of these days, you hear kind of this stuff. People get annoyed. It's like, oh, I don't want to send this guy to prison for doing what he did. I just want to find out why he did it. I just want to understand him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole kind of thing that went a bit too, like the whole the psychology kind of thing, which gets dressed up like that. It's like, no, the guy murdered 3 people. He's going to prison, but I'd also like to find out why he did it, so we can kind of work on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, like what happened when you decided to like walk into a shopping mall and turn into a lunatic. Can we learn anything from this? I can tell someone they're talking absolute fucking shite, but I would also like to know how you end up in a position where, as a Liverpool fan or something like that, where you feel that angry. I would be interested to know why you are that angry at the point where the guy has literally given you what you want. He is leaving. Like, I would understand that kind of anger about a manager who you think is underperforming and is still at your club and has told you that they have no intention of leaving and that they think they should stay, yada, yada, yada. If that's that kind of part, like, that's the reaction I want to see then. I don't understand why you would have that kind of reaction. It's basically as the guy is walking out the door.
Right.
What's making you so angry about it now? Because you should have been angry about it 3 years ago. Maybe he was. Maybe he was angry about it 3 years. Maybe some people were, but again, it's interesting to see where people come with the Salah stuff and the Klopp stuff, and I don't know. Maybe it makes you more relevant online if you have a situation like that, or a scenario like that, or a viewpoint like that, where it's like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting this, but come on, man. It's just like in 20 years' time, history will not look kindly on your opinion, but it will look very, very kindly on what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool. And what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool will be in the history books, and all of our YouTube channels would just be sitting here on YouTube.
Right.
So there's only one winner there. There really is. But I just don't like I said with Salah, if you want him to leave and you don't like him anymore, or not, you don't think he's that good, cool, sell him. But don't try and rewrite history to say that, well, and you know what, lads, he was never actually that good. So don't do that with Klopp, because you're going to come out looking real foolish.
Yeah. Yeah. But I agree with it's revisionary history sometimes. Like, as in, look, Salah has not had a great ending to a season that started off really well for him. Let's be honest. It did not go well, especially since he came back with the injury from AFCON, and oh man, it's just one of those things where, like, would you have liked to have seen him perform at the level that you're used to seeing him perform at? Absolutely. But I mean, that doesn't take away the fact that Salah is an absolute legend for this club. I just think that sometimes I hear people like talk about Klopp, and they talk about even some of these players, and they act as if they like never did anything for this team or this club or for the history of this club. And I'm just like, I guess we have a different interpretation of what gratitude is. That's all. So to each is their own. But I mean, my sense of gratitude is like, it's very difficult to say negative things about Klopp, who has brought me some of the easily the out of 30 years I've been watching this club, I'd say the best decade of my pleasure of watching the club perform on the pitch.
It's been raised. We talked about earlier on. The points totals, all of that. It's about comparative success. It's about comparative spends, but comparative points. It's like, well, you got 100 points in a league. Yeah, but who else was in that league? Or you only got 80 points in a league. Well, who else was in that league? It's like, what was the levels? We took Liverpool and Man City, just took that level and just raised it up. Like, I guarantee you, Guardiola is not in England if Klopp leave 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's out.
Yeah.
He's sitting here going, yeah, this is a guy I can, I can beat these stiffs all day long. But he doesn't go to 97, 99, 100. I mean, yeah, you talked about earlier on. The points totals that we achieved and didn't win league titles is just ridiculous. But we don't need to go there if City aren't there. City don't need to go there if we aren't there, because they're beating everybody. I mean, I think there were 30 points ahead of United in one league. 30
there was
points.
There was a question. Someone dropped it. Since you're bringing up the 90 points thing, there was a question that's asked, who would you say had a better year? Would you say that Liverpool had a better year, or would you say Arsenal has had a better year this year? I'd love to hear what the chat thinks too.
Oh, this season. Okay.
This season, at the end of the season, if it goes, let's say hypothetically, they end up on, I think they can end up on what, 89 points, I want to say. Let me double check. I think they can end it. They're not going to get 90, I think. They're on 86 points. So if they win their last game, they'd have 89 points. City would have had 91 points to have won the league if they win their last game against West Ham. So I'm asking, who would you say has had the better year this year? Liverpool or Arsenal?
Well, I think it's obvious us, because we've won a League Cup. We've won.
Right.
There are four. There are four trophies. There are four major trophies that you can win in England domestically. Or sorry,
right. I know what you mean. There's four trophies that you can win.
But three domestically, right? Yeah, and they all go on to war.
Right.
They all go to your total. If you don't win the league, yada yada yada. Okay, you won a cup. That goes on your title. We added to our war. We didn't win a league. They didn't win a league. To me, okay, again, it's really hard to kind of talk about a season in terms of anything other than Klopp leaving after the Klopp leaving bit. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, well, but Klopp was leaving, or we did this, but Klopp said he was leaving. So, yeah, again, like Max is saying, nobody remembers second place, third place, any of that shit.
You should hear the talk on a lot of these content creators channels, and I'm talking about the big name content creators. I know you don't really go too in depth with a lot of YouTube stuff, but like on some of these big channels and some of these bigger name content creators, a lot of them were saying Arsenal, and I was sitting there going like. It got to the point, and even when I was on, I think we brought this up somewhat on Enz's show. The panel I was on was more so leaning towards Arsenal than it was Liverpool, because Arsenal was still competing toward the end for a title with City. But I'm like, but we've already been that in that role before. Like, I'd rather, if it meant like me saying, oh, we won a double, or even if we won just one cup, I'd rather win a cup and end up in third place than win nothing and end up in second.
Yep.
Is that
nobody remembers second? Nobody remembers.
You know what I mean? Am I alone in that in the chat too?
No. Nobody remembers the team. Everyone remembers who won the league. And they might remember who won the League Cup and, the FA Cup. But, yeah, no one remembers who finished second or third. So,
yeah,
we want to be in a competition with Arsenal about how many trophies in total your club has won. Well, at the end of this season, we'll have added one and they'll have zero. That's if you can't win a league, then you go and do something else. I don't know if it was Shankly or whoever it was said Liverpool Football Club exists to win trophies.
Yes.
That's the whole point of the enterprise. It's not being arrogant. It's not being, whatever. It's just like, no, that's what we're here to do. So, yeah, you can't win every league, especially not with these guys around, but you can't do that. You keep totting up. You keep adding up. Now it's, now we have 38 major trophies, 39 major trophies, 40 major trophies.
Yep.
That's what you do. You just keep ticking along. Okay.
Well, that's the reason why, right? Yeah.
Yeah, won a cup.
Yeah.
Can't win all the big ones all the time, but you're always in just adding those other ones in.
But that's the reason why when I got into it with a lot of the panelists on that show, it was because, I'm listening to someone belittle the Caribou Cup, which is what it's called now. I get it. It's been called different names throughout the history of the competition. But the League Cup is still a major cup for us. It's still something that, like, you can't win a treble if you don't have you can't win a treble if you don't win you got to win Champions League, but FA Cup, excuse me, is the treble, right? But you can't win a quad, excuse me, if you don't have the League Cup in there.
Or you can't win a quad if you don't have the League Cup. People talk about our treble under Houllier. That's a League Cup, an FA Cup, and a UEFA Cup.
Yep. We were looking at a picture of Pep and Jurgen yesterday. You can't say we got a domestic double technically, if you don't have a League Cup and an FA Cup.
Yeah, it's something that, again, it's very, I think, maybe age dependent, because these days with the amount of football that there is, the FA Cup, as we've spoken before, at some points really was actually seen as the more prestigious trophy.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at this stage, because the people that maybe grow up in the last 20 years, they just see this kind of thing as a fourth tier. They put everything in tiers. It's like,
right,
oh, that's a fourth tier trophy. It's like, no, man,
right.
big fucking trophy.
Still a major trophy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still something that
when you walk into
there's a lot of,
Liverpool.
and that's the thing about too. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish
No,
your
I
thought.
just think, when you walk into Liverpool, that big wall thing with all the cups and numbers on
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's one of those.
yeah,
The club are celebrating it, so
yeah,
okay, if it's not good enough for you, well, it's good enough for fucking Liverpool.
yeah. No, and it's like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I was pretty upset to hear people talk about, the League Cup as being like, a Mickey Mouse. I think someone was saying how it was like, even the FA Cup, I think was like a Mickey Mouse or something stupid. And I'm like, look, all these cups, the League Cup, the FA Cup, obviously the league, or obviously, Europa, or even if it was the Champions League, so many of these clubs in this league would bite your arm off, not just your hand, your arm off, to have the opportunity to play for a domestic cup, because it means so much to win something in this league, because it's so difficult to go against the amount, the quality of competition that you have to excel past and go through to get to that final is always exceptional levels. And if you're going to call Premier League the greatest league or the best league in the world, then obviously even the cup competitions will constitute that it is a high level, a very high level competition. And I don't like when people undersell that, really. And especially learning more about the history of these cups, that you do learn about what it takes to get there, what it means for some of these smaller clubs, especially, that have gotten opportunities to either be in the final, much less raise the cup themselves individually. If you don't think that those cups mean something, then I guess you're just not on the same page with some of us.
Two things on that, and I just want to reiterate the fact, like, that if anybody doesn't think the League Cup is important, right, then you need to go to Anfield and you need to take down the numbers and take down the little trophy thing off our trophy wall and turn around and say to the people at the club, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy. You're not a big club, because, like, literally what you're doing, like, that's what you need to do. If you don't think that is a important trophy, you don't think that means anything to anybody, if that isn't good enough for you,
Yep.
if it doesn't meet your standards of importance as a fan, then you need to go to Anfield tomorrow and tell them to take those numbers down off the wall, stop adding them to our number of trophies won, because they
Right.
aren't good enough, and it's embarrassing to
Mhm.
have it up there. So see how that works out for you.
Right.
Number one, see how that works out for you. Go
Right.
tell Sammy Lee, go tell Souness, Kenny Dalglish, Mickey Mouse Kenny, Mickey Mouse Cup Ken. Don't even bother celebrating it, mate.
Yeah.
What do you do? Mickey Mouse, mate. Yeah,
Yep.
come on. Absolute nonsense, right? Then,
Yep.
like what you were saying with the FA Cup, I've heard people that want me to believe that they're intellectual football fans, that think that the FA Cup is a joke and it's a disgrace and we need to get rid of it. And it's like, why? Because a team like Ebbsfleet, or a team like a bunch of amateurs, because it's an open competition, which basically, newsflash, is literally the essence of sport.
Right.
Open competition. Anybody can win against anybody on their day. That is the
Right.
essence of sport and competition. Nah, don't like it. All these stupid Mickey Mouse teams. Why should I have to go and play there? Because, like you said, a guy that's basically working on a building site 5 days a week, playing amateur football, plays for Northfleet Town to get drawn against Liverpool. Guess what? He goes to Anfield and he scores a goal. His grandchildren are talking about that in 60 years' time.
Absolutely.
In 60
Absolutely.
years' time, they're talking
Absolutely.
about granddad went to Anfield and
Absolutely.
scored. And it was a volley as well. What a
Yep.
goal. Yeah, they got bet 6-1, by the way. But no. Granddad went to Anfield. If you don't understand how that is what people fall in love with when we talk about football, then please go and support something else. Because that is what football is about.
Yeah.
Open competition. FA Cup. So these
You know
League Cup,
Yep.
these games, yeah, keep them.
Yep.
Keep
You know what's
them.
crazy about Bri too is I know that most of us go around thinking that Liverpool is royalty, is English royalty, as in the greatest club in English history. That's what a lot of us would probably constitute as being connected to this club. One of the major reasons why you connected to it isn't because of how many second place finishes they've gotten. That doesn't get put into the equation. But what does get put into the equation?
Average points total over 10 years does not gain you fans. No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what does get put into the equation, or always into an argument over who's the best?
Numbers, baby.
How much silverware do you have?
Medals on the table, bitch.
How much silverware do you have? And this is why, like, when I heard the comments that were going on about the League Cup on the panel, or when we were going back and forth with all the differences of like trying to not count it for this or count it for that, you realize that Manchester United won the League Cup last year, right? They won the League Cup last year, right? And that meant that they tied us in how many trophies we have. They had 67. We had 67 before that. They had 67 by getting that League Cup. Now, we win this year a League Cup. And once again, you know what we can say? We have the most silverware in England, because now we have 68 and they have 67.
That's literally how this shit works. So to ride the FA Cup and the League Cup all you want, yeah. This is how this just, they'll use it.
Yeah.
They will use it.
Yeah.
They'll start dropping numbers. You want to take it? If the League Cup isn't good enough for you, okay, subtract it from all your totals there.
Subtract 10 from that total.
Go tell
subtract
go and
10.
watch. Yeah.
10 from that total.
Go and watch Liverpool v Birmingham in the League Cup final 2002, and watch that goal Robbie Fowler scored. I was in a pub in Dublin called the Submarine Bar, which is an enormous pub. It's a Liverpool pub. There was probably about 1,000 people in there. When Robbie Fowler spun around and volleyed in that goal in that 2002 League Cup final, that pub absolutely fucking erupted. I've never known anything like it. It's probably the closest I'll ever get to being on a cop. 1,000 Liverpool fans, full of beer, watching one of the best goals you'll ever see. Tell them that didn't matter, because you don't rate the League Cup, because it's Mickey Mouse. And by the way, stop slandering Mickey Mouse. He is one of the all-time greatest characters. That is not a bad thing to be. Mickey Mouse is a king.
Come on, man. When you win the Super Bowl here in America, where's the first place they say they're going? They go see Mickey Mouse.
Come on, stop with the Mickey Mouse.
They don't say that. The first thing they don't say, "Hey, we're going to the White House," which they end up doing. If you win a Super Bowl, you get to go to the White House. But when they win the cup, or when they win the Super Bowl, they say, I'm going to Disney World.
Disney World, baby. Here we go.
They don't say I'm going to the White House. They say I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to see Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So this Mickey Mouse Cup, again, multiple types of slander. Multiple slander. So yeah, I mean, I love some of the people that have made these statements, and I admire them for the content that they make.
Absolutely.
But I believe that I believe that this is a power flex type move that does not need to be made. This is a move that says, I am above this. I am more than this. These things aren't good enough for me. You don't need to make them. You can be an impressive person with great goals, and you can be really good without having to say that these things aren't good enough for you. It's not a flex. It's not a kind of okay, well that's not good. Like I've just walked into a restaurant with you, and it's a 2-star Michelin restaurant, and he's put some food in front of you, and you're going, nah, that's not actually that great. And you're
Right.
oh, okay, so you've got some. Oh, this guy's got some high standards over here. You're not fooling me here. You don't need to be that picky. You don't need to be that elitist to let me know that you're a strong person with high standards. Because it's pointless. It's kind of it's hollow to say it's not good enough for me, because it has been good enough for some of the greatest players to ever play this game and represent your club. You do not need to come out and say, "Oh, I don't count it. I don't rate it." It doesn't make me think better of you. It makes me be a little bit wary of you. And I think these people kind of assume that maybe this isn't good enough for me. It's like, oh well, I better listen to this guy because he's obviously way above the average football fan, because a League Cup isn't good enough for him. That's how I read it. Those are the signals I read when I hear people say things like that. And maybe they don't even know that themselves. Maybe they should, because it's a League Cup, guys. It's a trophy. It's what we do. Don't ever say they're not good enough.
Okay. I'm not certain. So West Cork. So
don't go to West Cork.
Don't go to West Cork. Okay.
Full of hippies, full of English people and hippies. Very strange place. Yeah, go ahead. What's happening in West Cork? Tell me what's happening in West Cork.
I know. Okay, wanted to make sure. So I did not know that Walt Disney is from West Cork, but I did recently see.
Those things are Irish.
I did get to see the man who plays Mr. Shelby, Mr. Murphy, take he did this piece where he was like touring. He got to tour Anfield, and he got to it was with his family too, and it was recent too, because I think it was a couple of years ago, because his sons got to take pictures with Virgil van Dijk holding Van Dijk's jersey, and they walked through the tunnel that led out into the pitch, and they're just like in awe of it. That was pretty cool. He's from Cork though, right?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh, holy hell, he is. Yeah, he's very from Cork. Yeah. He kind of came in strong, Cillian Murphy.
Well, now that he's got Oppenheimer, he's got Oppenheimer. Yeah. He's got he's got Oscars and stuff like that now. He's super.
He kind of died off real early. He came in strong, and then he kind of was like, ooh. Because see, we had 3 actors. We had Cillian Murphy, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers is from Cork?
Well, no, they're all Irish, but they were kind of all Cillian Murphy, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, Colin Farrell was a little bit older. Well, is a bit older, but they were kind of the new gen of who's going to be the next big guy.
Big name, yeah.
And Cillian Murphy came in, did some stuff. It was like, oh, it's him. Colin Farrell made the big splash in Hollywood because he's just so incredibly. I mean, I've actually met Colin Farrell in a pub, and honestly, I'm glad I wasn't a woman because I'd be dumping my husband. I'd be selling.
Oh
the
my
kids.
gosh!
I mean,
Right?
that guy. No,
That's
honestly,
TMI.
he's one. Like I've met Irish. Irish people are charming, but he's
Right.
one of charming people.
I bet he's a charming guy. He's a guy that you talk about.
He is
Honestly, for sure.
He's so upfront, down to
Oh
earth.
yes, Michael
But he
Fassbender.
looks
Fassbender.
like bloody Colin Farrell, for God's sake. And that's not fair. Like, it's not fair.
Right.
That's not fair. But you sit beside him in the pub all night. I mean, you're going to pick up some second balls right there. I'm not going to say anything else.
There you go.
But Cillian Murphy dropped off. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers had some issues. He came down here, actually. He's been living in Waterford recently, kind of detoxing a little bit. He went into my sister works in a medical facility. He showed up getting some methadone. So he kind of went that way. But Cillian Murphy came back, boom, big time. Peaky Blinders, bang. Oppenheimer, bang. Now he's right back at the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's back at the top for sure.
Right back at the top. So it just shows that you kind of think, he was taking some snap.
Michael Fassbender is half German, but apparently he was born.
He's Irish. Fassbender is Irish as well. He was the next. Everyone think he's going to be the new guy. He was. Yeah, we did. Yeah, he's definitely in that.
Ireland's representing.
But Cillian Murphy getting that Oppenheimer thing, boom, there you go. Fassbender hasn't done anything in a while. Rhys-Meyers has done nothing in a long time. Rhys-Meyers has done nothing in a long time. But Colin Farrell will always be a big star because he has.
Maybe Bernie can hook you up. Since she's
Well, I met him in Dublin.
She might be related.
Yeah,
on the streets.
In a pub on Christmas Eve in Dublin. It's about 2 doors away from the Shelbourne. And he walked in, and honestly, I've 8 women just dumped their boyfriend in 2 seconds.
Oh, I bet they were pushing. I bet they were forgetting that they were the ones that were like taking the ring off and putting it in their pocket. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
finger or something like that.
Yeah, and quite short as well. Like most of these guys.
Like most actors, like
5'8",
are short. Like
max. 5'8" max, definitely.
I bet.
Walked up, queued like a normal person, tiny little bar, because it was Christmas Eve. It's an outdoor hatch bar where everyone had to queue up. So stood there in a line with like 12 other people, tent in the line, queued up, slowly, no bullshit, got his pints, walked away, no bullshit, no Hollywood crap. Like you were down to earth, absolutely normal person, and like literally like puddles on the ground where the women were. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. Yeah, no, a lot of actors are a lot smaller than really you would think. I mean, like, I don't think a lot of people think that Tom Cruise is a big guy, but like, he's like 5'7", I think, 5'6", 5'7".
And I'm tall, like I am.
Playing these leading roles with these actresses that sometimes, it could be interesting because you got to play these actresses that sometimes are with your Bond characters. These women are wearing heels, and you have this 5'7" guy or something like that. I know Tom Cruise never played Bond, but I'm just saying, in Mission Impossible, for instance, they wear heels.
I think that's his Bond, really.
Yeah, that's easily his Bond. He's made I wouldn't even know if you say that's his Bond. It's almost become his what do you call it? Fast and Furious almost. Because they just keep cranking them out.
Well, true. There is about 10 of those at this stage, isn't there?
Yeah,
they only recently just did one. They did one pretty recent, and it's.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually he's going to end up dying doing one of those stunts,
Let's hope that doesn't happen. But I know you're not saying that either. But yeah.
Oh no, I mean this guy said I do my own stunts, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, how can we make it? Yeah, we're just gonna.
Yeah, how long can you do that? I mean, like he's also.
Yeah, he's nearly.
Let me look him up here real quick.
He's nearly 60.
Tom Cruise, because I know he's older now.
No, I'm telling you, it's 60. Basically,
61 years old.
Crazy.
I mean, look, we were talking about Liam. Liam Neeson is he's 68 years old, I think.
Yeah, he's too old to be doing the whole.
He's going on 70. Yeah.
Yeah, too old to be doing tough guy stuff. Very much.
I did not know that, Bernie. That's cool.
Oh, Bernie, what's he saying? Thinking about a minute. Yeah, Bernie's basically a girl kind of thing. In terms, yeah, like that's how I know. Well, I know Bernie from what a bunch. Her family is from where I'm from. So Bernie is kind of from Waterford, basically, but not so. She's she's but that's
I'll put the pause in there for you, Bernie. By the way, just in case someone tries to clip you up. Yeah, fun times, guys. Thank you all for joining us today. Tomorrow is going to be finally Friday, so we'll certainly be having another episode of just like, breaking down some of the stuff, a watered down patty.
Never water down Paddy. Never water. Paddy is actually a whiskey called Paddy. Believe it or not. I mean.
I know. By the way, Max. I agree with you on that. I have not watched a Fast and Furious in a hot minute. Mission Impossible. I can't remember the last. I think the last one I watched was with what was the last Mission Impossible? The actor's no longer with us too, and I was just speaking about him.
Oh, the dude, the crash. Yes, Paul Stanley. Paul.
Oh no, not Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. He was in. Hold on, let me see if I can look this up real quick. What his name is, because it's gonna be Max. He's a great actor. He's
What's the other franchise? There's Fast and the Furious, and there's a similar franchise. What's the other franchise?
Fast and Furious and what run? Philip Seymour Hoffman was the actor I'm speaking of. That was the last Mission Impossible I watched, was when he was like the main villain, by the way. I don't know which one that was. Philip, Philip Seymour Hoffman is? Played in Along Came Polly as well.
Oh, he's amazing actor.
Yeah, incredible. He passed away too.
What's the one that The Rock is in?
The Rock is in Fast and Furious.
What's the one that Vin Diesel is in?
Fast and Furious. Paul Walker, Vin Diesel.
Is there another similar franchise? Does Rock have a franchise of other movies that are similar to Fast and Furious? No? Okay.
I don't think so.
I fucking know. The Gone in 60 Seconds movies. That's what I'm thinking. The Gone in 60
Seconds. That's your boy.
Yeah, that's
the dude that's in Gone in 60 Seconds. That's what's his name? Hold on. Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage, yeah.
That's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Did that become was there a Gone in 60 Seconds?
That never became a that was Gone in 60 Seconds was like a one-off. They never made a
okay.
Yeah, they didn't make another movie after that.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that had Angelina Jolie where she looked hot. Yeah. She had dreadlocks in that. She had locks in it. So go, girl. I see you.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is in. Yeah. I don't know if she was in Gone in 60 Seconds. Michelle Rodriguez is definitely in Fast and Furious, though.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You see, the crossover is there. They melded a bit. Yeah, but then you've got like 10 of those ones now. The Rock, Vin Diesel.
I'm trying to think of what other. I don't think The Rock was in Gone. He wasn't in Gone in 60 Seconds, by the way, though.
What's The Rock in though? He's the main dude. So, like, did The Rock replace Vin Diesel, or are they in?
No. He just became The Rock in that movie was a FBI agent that was hunting
Vin Diesel.
I saw the last Fast and Furious, I think, was the one where they're in Brazil, and that was, I think, possibly the first one The Rock was in. And The Rock came because he was an FBI agent. hunting down Vin Diesel's character, and eventually they got to a point where they had to work together to get something. Like they had to work together, and that's when they became. And now the main guy, or now one of the main characters, is the guy who played Aquaman.
Oh yeah,
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he the main guy. He was the main.
He looks like Roman Reigns, or whatever Roman Reigns. He looks like the wrestler, the slick, the oily hair, the greasy hair.
Yeah.
He was
in I'm trying to think of what else. He's in Dune as well, which is that's one of my. I know we've gotten back and forth about you didn't like Dune. I know it wasn't. I know
that must have been something different. I haven't seen Dune. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the new Dune.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The new Dune. He plays the role of. He plays the role of, like, what is his name in it too? Like he's the guy that teaches. He's the guy that it was like one of the mentors for Paul Atreides.
Yeah, no, that must seriously, man. That must have been someone else, because I'm the world's biggest David Lynch fan,
right?
But I haven't seen the original Dune, because I don't like.
That's what I meant by that.
I'm saying I'd watch it. I'm not saying I wouldn't. Like, if it came on now, I'd probably watch it, because I always want to see this. But whatever. But I don't really go for sci-fi.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I literally, like full disclosure, I have not seen the old Dune. I know there's like a sand monster thing. I've seen that bit where it's like, ugh. And I don't like things that look like centipedes and millipedes.
Yeah,
so
it looks like it's like a worm. They're called worms.
I know those things put me off from day one, because I really don't like. That's like one of those things that kind of makes me gag, is like things with lots of legs. So I've never seen it. Full disclosure, never seen the original Dune, and haven't seen any of the new Dunes. So no opinion. Literally no opinion.
I'm looking up. The only real movie that he made that was like kind of like a series that wasn't Fast and Furious probably would have been The Scorpion King, maybe. Jason. All the other ones have been all like one-offs. He hasn't really had a series. That's Dwayne The Rock, at least.
Oh, The Rock, yeah. He was in
Oh, Tremors was good, man. That's one of my dad's favorite movies too. He loves that movie. My dad's super into science fiction.
Oh, yeah, thanks for bringing
Tremors was good. Tremors was a funny movie.
Yeah. Yes, I did see that, and thanks for bringing that up. I also I didn't know they were going to look like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was back in the video day where, one of my friends, his dad owned a video shop, his parents owned a video shop, and but it was really cheap and crappy, so they didn't get like new stuff, so you used to just watch old crap. Like, that was like 3 years old, but it was cool, it was fun. They all like that porno as well, like this and and Tremors was like, yeah, it was like, it's like VHS everywhere. It used to come out like a year after it was in the cinema. And Tremors, yeah. The first time I saw that, and then they came up out of the ground, I was like, oh no, it's horrible, man. There's another one like that as well. There's another thing like that in another movie similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm cool. I'm not going to get nightmares. No, I'm not going to get nightmares about it. It's just like, I've learned to deal with it, but like literally,
Under Siege,
anything with more than 8 legs, I just can't deal with it. I really, if they're worm shaped with lots of legs underneath them, I'm done, man. I'm just completely gone, because
Under Siege. Funny. No, I'm sorry. I'm
no, Under Siege. I remember that.
Marion says her son loves Tremors and Under Siege too. because there was an Under Siege 1, and then they made a sequel. They did make a 2.
2.
Yeah,
I know they made 2, but I mean, I think your son might be
Under
lying.
Siege. The first one was on a boat.
Yeah, I think your son might be lying.
The second one was on a train, I think.
Yeah, everyone's favorite Under Siege is Under Siege 1. I think your son might be lying to you, Marion, because there's a very particular scene in Under Siege 1 that everybody remembers. Yeah, I think
the cake part.
Yeah, Erica Eleniak, who was in Baywatch at the time.
Yeah, she pops out of a cake or something.
Yeah, and she is clothing deficient, shall we say?
Oh, okay. I'll have to rewatch that because I don't remember that part really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, what was the? You know what was good? Wait, speaking of,
he replaced Pamela Anderson in Baywatch.
What was the movie?
So
no,
following that gig up, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what movie that was though. With so Steven Seagal was in a movie that he was. I'll have to look it up. Let me look it up real quick and see if I can find it.
No, Philip. I'm actually cool with arachnophobia because it's more about the tube-shaped worm body with lots of legs underneath it is the problem. You know, with all the legs kind of going miggling at the same time. I'm okay with spiders, you know, because they've got like some legs pointing out, but it's the whole kind of millipede, centipede thing that I really can't handle. Long tubey thing with legs underneath, like woodlice. I can't take that. They're right on the. Like I'm okay with spiders. Like I have no. Like if I saw a massive spider, I would be afraid because it's a massive spider, not because I'm afraid of spiders. If you know what I'm saying. Like there's a little spider now in the corner of my room. It's only like I could pick that up on my hand. That'll run around like little money spiders. They call them, tiny little things. That wouldn't freak me out at all. But if it was like a really fucking big spider the size of my hand, I'd be like, no, that's obviously I don't want that. But no, it's the tube. It's like the tube. It's just the long tube with all the little legs moving at the same time. Ugh. And they usually have like little pincer things at one end, also, which are kind of really ugly to look at. But yeah, no, I'm cool with spiders. Actually, I think I'm actually fine with spiders. Like if I'd grown up in a country like Australia where there's like really big spiders, I'd probably be fine with them. It's just if I saw one for the first time, it would freak me out. But no, spiders don't make me. I know. Are you okay with spiders? Or do you jump when you see? Some people are like, "Yeah, spider." I'm cool with them.
I don't really jump at spiders. I mean, like I don't like spiders per se. I'm not like going to be like. There's some people that have spiders. They have them as pets, and they can like let them crawl.
Oh no, those people! No.
No. I'm not one of those people, but I'm not gonna get scared of a spider like that. But there are,
I don't like snakes either. I suppose that's an extension of like the whole long.
Yeah, I'm not really fearful of things. More so, I don't like things. I hate flies. I hate flies and stuff. But like, and it's not connected to the movie either. By the way, if we are talking about movies, because that movie was disgusting. Great movie though. Great movie.
The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Great movie. I was going to say, did you ever see? Speaking of Steven Seagal, did you ever see Executive Decision?
I think I've seen a lot of the like back in the day in the 90s when you'd be like hanging out at your friend's house. There was no internet, so you'd randomly watch movies and
exactly. Yeah, I'm sure you probably did.
Audio shite. Like I've seen a lot of the On Dangerous Ground and Hard to Kill and all that kind of executive. But I don't think I've seen Executive Decision. But Seagal, I mean, look, I'm not going to look. He's turned himself into a bit of a fool, obviously, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Did you not hear about like the report about like martial arts legend. He's a judo guy. Kevin Hart tells a story, and it's like there's some judo guy that apparently choked him out, and he pooped his pants.
Oh yeah, that's a famous story. Yeah, that is. I've heard.
He's denied it. Of course, you're not going to come out and say you did it.
But I've seen the interview with the guy that did it, and I've seen it like an interview with a guy who was there, and it's like it's all kind of it is. He's Aikido, which is if you watch him, it's this kind of thing where he like constantly performing people.
Yeah,
but it only works if the people that you're up against you are kind of in on it, is what they say about that, So it's very kind of, it looks good on camera, but
out of the martial arts, out of the martial arts.
It would never happen in real life. Some guy's just going to kick you in the head and just, they're not going to stand there and let you kind of deflect all their, which is his kind of thing. It looks really good on camera.
Yeah.
That's his,
like
but
all the fast move hands and stuff like that, whatever he was doing and stuff.
On the street in real life, someone's just going to punch in the face.
Most likely.
It's all that. Yeah.
Well, that's like, how about this though? It's like that's just like, because I saw a top. There was this thing that was done on.
I've never
Kill
seen
Bill.
it.
Apparently, is Tarantino's revenge film for Bruce Lee, and it was very interesting the way that they broke it down as being that was the Bruce Lee revenge film by Tarantino. But I didn't.
Yeah,
as much as I could, I liked the angle that the guy was trying to break it down with all the connections and everything else with Kill Bill and the odes and everything else that you can see in the movie, whether it's like just her, yellow and black striped, one piece. There is a movie he does. Tarantino did another movie where he depicts that Bruce Lee got beat up by a stuntman or something.
That's in the last one. Yeah, that's in the Brad Pitt one.
The Hollywood movie, whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
And there's been people that have said that never happened, but there's also those that say it did.
It's the Green Hornet thing.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Lee was that there's I've seen a big thing about it before where basically Bruce Lee's daughter was going to sue Tarantino. Yeah. Because Tarantino's going like,
that's it, Max. Once upon a time in Hollywood, that's what it's called. Yeah.
He's like, I grew up in Hollywood. These are the stories, and I think he's reprised that now with the stuntman thing, which is I think what he wanted to do. I think it would probably have been more interesting. He's completely scrapped his last movie that he was going to do, and he did his homage to the stuntman there with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right. He loves the stuntman thing too. He gives stuntmen and stunt women great opportunities to.
That's his thing. The guy's a movie nerd. Above all else, the guy literally is the guy from Clerks.
Yeah,
he has no training. He has no
official didn't go to NYU.
No, exactly. He fucking worked in a video store, fell in love with two things: Japanese culture and American movie making.
Yeah.
And just fucking nailed it.
Yeah, he's incredible, absolutely incredible director.
You do not get this, guys. Yeah, I mean, even if you look at fucking the Christian Slater movie with Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, he didn't direct that, but he produced it. Yeah,
he wrote it, and I'm forgetting the name of it. What's it called? With
True Romance. Yeah,
True Romance.
Yeah.
What a movie! Reservoir Dogs. What a
incredible movie. Yeah, incredible movies. Yeah,
and not only does he, which he doesn't get any credit for whatsoever, right? He comes in with Reservoir Dogs, right? Then he comes in with Pulp Fiction, and he basically reinvents the movie soundtrack.
No, I agree with that too.
He introduced it. Now, I would pretty much do a thesis on this, that there is a point in the last 20 years where, there's a point in the last 20 years, 25 years, where people became hipsters, right? There have always been hipsters. There have always been hipsters. Of course, there have the original hipsters. The beginning of the new hipster starts with Quentin Tarantino, and it doesn't start with his films. It starts with his soundtracks, because basically what he does is he goes off, he finds all these old obscure things, and different sounding things, and he throws it to people who they listen. You listen to metal, you listen to rock, you listen to grunge, you listen to rap, you listen to hip hop. No, now you don't. Now you listen to obscure 50s pop, and now you listen to these kind of weird things. He is the beginning, I'm sure, of the Bon Ivers and the people like that in this world, where we get hipster thing that allows you to go to that. Where I'm not saying I was a proto hipster. I was listening to 50s, the best of the 50s, American pop hits a year before Tarantino came out, when I was like 12, 13, just because they were in my house. Not because I went out and I sought them, but because they were in my house. And they had all those beautiful, amazing, cool songs on.
Right.
Like he was listening to and hearing them. Only because there's a compilation of, and it's just like, yeah, I got it. This is why he was doing it. And it's like, I'm listening to Nirvana. I'm listening to Public Enemy. I'm 13. I'm listening to Anthrax. I'm listening to Dinosaur Jr., Sonic Youth. But I'm listening to the leader of the pack. I'm listening to the Everly Brothers. And this guy does it in a movie a year later.
No, you're right. No, I mean, like, look, you're right. I call it I call it Hollywood jukeboxes, basically. That's my coinage, my term that I use. But like,
that's a good one. I can see that. Yeah,
it's like, but
I'm stealing that, by the way.
Yeah. There's, because like it's based, or maybe you can even maybe even call it the Hollywood mixtape, because like realistically, that's what Guardians of the Galaxy, for instance. A lot of people love Guardians of the Galaxy, but one of the major reasons why you love Guardians of the Galaxy, again, I know some people are into the superhero movies and the blockbusters like that. But
is that the one with like the raccoon in it or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But the reason I bring it up is because the mixtape on there, all of the songs are just so iconic.
Yes,
and
I've heard that. Yes,
and it's like the movie's a good movie. Sure, if you like the movie, you probably could like the movie because you're a superhero fan. But like, one of the reasons why you could probably bring your mom or your grandmother or whatever with you to that movie is because of the references of the music that kind of keep them engaged in the movie that they're probably not really interested in.
I had forgotten that. Yeah, that thing was a big cultural phenomenon when it came out. Again, never seen it.
Jackie Brown was an awesome soundtrack too.
Now that you mention it, I remember that they had there was a big thing about it. No, they're bringing back the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I remember that about Guardians, and apparently it's great. I don't know, but
it's a good movie. It's still a good movie.
Did you get Trainspotting? Did you get Trainspotting?
No, Trainspotting. Yes, Trainspotting.
One of, again, it wasn't all, but something. Talk about things that land at the right time. Like that came out when we were 18. Literally, when I was 18, when most of my friends were either 17, 18, 19. Right at the height of our, growing up, teenage years kind of shit. Trainspotting came out, and that soundtrack was.
I had that soundtrack, to be honest with you. I don't have it on vinyl, but I have it definitely.
Yeah, that was huge. That was now some of the songs on it. It was, again, because it was saying like,
because it was trying to show the era of.
It was showing some of the bands that were adjacent to the bands that we liked.
Right.
They weren't the bands that we liked. They were Blur, but they were the bands that were like Iggy Pop
that were
was
relevant in that
but
era.
they were
Yeah.
beside the band. It was like, okay, this is like Blur. It's like, okay, last thing, it's like, yeah, okay, these are the mainstream versions
Yeah.
of the music that we like and we're into. But there
Mhm.
was also Brian Eno on it. And Brian Eno is basically the king of all ambient music.
Yeah.
It's so you had this stuff. You had Iggy Pop on it, who is, at the beginning of the punk with the so they had that stuff as well.
Right.
But that's one of the last great, like Trainspotting, Pulp Fiction, and Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an amazing one since then. The last one that came close to it, which I think is better than all of them, but that's only because it's a niche thing, is the soundtrack for Lost in Translation by Sofia Coppola with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson in it, which is probably potentially the best soundtrack album of all time. But that's just because they brought my Bloody Valentine back.
Mhm.
But that is the Lost in Translation soundtrack and the movie Lost in
I
Translation.
don't really, I know I've seen Lost in Translation. I don't remember it like that. I don't remember the soundtrack like that too, though. I have
Iconic
to
soundtrack.
revisit it. I'll revisit it.
Completely iconic.
One of my favorite soundtracks is Judgment Night, but again, I put you onto that. But that's just me because I'm a hip hop fan and a rock fan as well. So I enjoyed that
soundtrack. Yeah, it is a great soundtrack. That's an iconic one as well. That was like like Bring the Noise, that era.
Yeah,
Right?
like Anthrax, Public Enemy style like combinations. Like you just really, it was that era when people like started like really crossing over and making.
I see this one. What I see with Cop. What were they called? What were they called? IC's band. They did Cop Killer.
Oh, Body Count.
Body Count, yes, Body Count. You remember IC just went, no, I'm not going to do one track of
metal. You just want to do a band.
I'm going to make an entire band of it. It's like, Ice-T was for real.
No, yeah. Definitely, I love that. In Living Color, and not in Living Color. Wait, was it Living Color?
Yeah, Living Color. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah. I used to love that. They're pretty incredible. All right, enough. We're at the stop the memory lane because I know we're closing on 4 hours. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have been rocking with us during this like 20-30 minutes of reminiscing about
impromptu
movies and Tom Cruise and Cillian Murphy and Colin Farrell as well. Colin Farrell, can't forget that. I don't want to mess up and disrespect Bernie's family and Brian's heartthrob.
Seriously, man. Put you in a room with Colin Farrell, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's good.
But we will be back for Finally Friday. And I hope you enjoyed today. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the game. I enjoyed the trivia, and definitely enjoyed the opportunity to chop up some random interesting things about pop culture in general. So, but until tomorrow, let me say, please do continue to take care of yourselves, people out there. It's very difficult. Mental health is very important as well. We all battle with it at times, and please do continue to make that fight. And also, I ask that you join us tomorrow. If of all things, just please do join us tomorrow. Share the word, spread the word, I guess until tomorrow, as always, up the Reds, man. Up the Reds. Take care, guys.